It's your boy Freeplay. We back with another video. You already know what time it is. We're gonna have a little catch-up session. Um, just making sure everything's good. Let me know as you guys come in. Let me know what's up. Say what's up, and let's get the conversation going, man. There's been some new acquisitions in the studio. Probably going a little bit against, like, I wouldn't say against, but it's been a little bit gassy, right? It's been a little bit on the gas side, but like any decision, I do think about it a lot before I make it. So I'm here to talk about it with you guys, man. I'm here to talk about the new gear. I'm here to talk about samplers. The ASR 10 obviously is still in here, still right there. It's not going nowhere. Um, and yeah, and anything and everything. I've been kind of like off the streams because I don't know if you guys noticed. You may have noticed if you've been around here before. If you're new here, welcome. But I've been having power outages, man. I don't want to jinx it, but I've been having power outages in my crib, and that's just like at my home studio or whatever. So that's a big reason why I stopped streaming, and I haven't fixed the issue yet, man, which I'm looking to do soon. Hopefully this week coming up, I can have an electrician come and look at what's going on with my power. So I mean, we talk a lot about sonic treatment, about gear and pieces, and power. Is also an issue a lot of times with studios. Getting clean power, not having clean power could lead to hums. It could lead to outages, shortages. So if the stream goes out and it goes all black, and you could probably still hear me sometimes, or it might come back because my laptop obviously has a battery. But I've been trying to improve the stream because I don't want to give you guys like a bad stream experience and then you guys don't come back. Yo, Nev Ed, right? That's I want to make sure I'm saying your name right, brother. With all due respect, thank you for popping in, man. You're always supporting, and I appreciate you, my brother. But I'm happy that you're happy to be here. That brings me a lot of joy, man, a much needed joy. But yeah, I mean, I think you were here, Nev. If you were here before, man, I'm sorry about the power outages. My lighting is like a little weird. I'm sorry. I'm not at a professional podcast studio. It's probably a little too bright. But yeah, I did switch out the lens because I was recording something else, and I didn't put back the Sony lens that you guys like so much. But yeah, we're here. Let me make sure my my autofocus is on. But yeah, man, a few new acquisitions, and just obviously like explaining to you guys why I haven't been on. Some of it is also like personal stuff, like life is happening, life is always lifing, work, and just life hits, man, and that's okay. That's okay. But yeah, I won't dive too much into that because I know you guys are here for the sampler content. But yeah, man, life has been for lack of a better word, kicking my ass. I don't mean to curse on the channel, but I think like it's good for me to just tell you guys what's been going on because it helps me. Obviously, like the best therapy is talking to your friends, man, and talking to people. So don't be afraid to say how you really feel. Yeah, man. I think it's part of that summer grid thing, and honestly, like I do. It's a city, right? I live in New York. You share your living space a lot of times with other people, and it's like a lot of ACs going on in the summer. It's hot in New York City, so it's part of it. But I'm just sorry that it goes out sometimes when I'm teaching something or when I'm making a beat, and it's been frustrating. It's been frustrating for me, and I'm like, yo, until I fix this, and even my internet connection sometimes is shoddy. I'm trying to, or I will be having a network, like a direct landline. Right now, I'm streaming over Wi-Fi, but I'm also, outside of all those things going wrong, I'm a big believer that I have to come here. I have to come here. I have to talk to you guys because I do feel, no matter what direction this feels like it's moving, I do feel like this is here to add value beyond myself. I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like, part of my purpose is to edify the community that's around me, whether that's my niece and my nephew, whether that's you guys that are, some of you guys are beat makers, producers, and artists, or just fans of the culture and of the process, creatives. I've gotten so many different messages from a wide range of people in different practices. So I think I have a duty, man, to show up, no matter what, no matter what's going on in my life, um, no matter what's going on in the world, and no matter what's going on in my studio, man. Like I've been having one of those like couple of weeks, man, where it's like Murphy's Law in full effect, man. I don't know if you guys ever dealt with that kind of time, bro, but it's just a lot of things like not going the way that I will want them to. Um, yeah, Nev, I think it's the grid, like you said, and I addressed that. But yeah, yo, what up, Bash? That's a new I think a new name I see around here. What's up? Welcome, brother. I'm glad you're here, man. I'm glad you're here and that you enjoy the content, man. That warms my heart, and it makes me feel like none of this is in vain, because it's easy to feel like we're, talking into a void or just saying whatever. But if you've been here before or watch any of my old streams, I myself and other people that participate in these live streams, we try to bring value, and it doesn't always have to be a tutorial. I mentioned that before, and maybe I did it like with a different attitude the time I did, but I'm a creative person, like I've accepted that. I'm an artist, I'm an actor, I'm a musician, I'm a beat maker, I'm a sample head, I'm a vinyl enthusiast, I love to read, I love to write. There's a lot about art that as a creative is just like, it's such a broad thing, and I think that sharing that process, like that's why I created this channel, because I really really wanted to find my community by sharing the things that bring me joy, by sharing my process, my thoughts on it, and just having this live stream platform is perfect for my energy, because I'm able to be myself, and I think it comes across well on the live streams, because I don't have to be rehearsed. I come in here with just like, what up, peace, and let you guys or whatever's going on at that moment take the conversation where it needs to be, man. Thank you, Bash, man. You're welcome. You're welcome anytime here, brother. This is an all-inclusive resort. But now, in all seriousness, we show mad love here. We not on that negative type of time, man. But yeah, I got the MPC One, the Gen 2, and the sample. So the sample somewhere over here. I can't reach over. It's connected still. You guys might see when I wrote, like, it's there, but they were kind of not, I wouldn't say impulse purchases, but it was like an acceptance moment. It was an acceptance moment of like, I can't keep fighting with technology. That's the best way I could put it. Oh, you just grabbed the One Gen 2, man. Congratulations, my brother. Enjoy it in good health. Bro, I'm old school too in a way, man. I might look young, but I'm gonna be 40 this year, man. I shouldn't be putting out. They say like, people that are like don't like to put out their age out there, but I'm about to be 40, man. So I may sometimes appear young, but I'm also from the I'm right at the cusp of technology and when audio started really adopting technology and you could do stuff. I'm still getting used to it myself. It's on right now. I was hoping to like make a beat, but then I also, I was like, yo, let me get on and talk to my community, because it's been a tough like I said, like a tough couple of weeks, a couple of personal things, family things, and then today, man, to add insult to injury, the ASR 10 wouldn't power up, man. I did eventually get it on, but this thing, it could be the power outages, man. I'm 100% sure that that's causing issues to my equipment also, and that sucks. But yeah, it took a few tries, man, and I was able to finally get it working. I was able to finally get the ASR 10 working, man. But man, I was like, bro, when I'm gonna tell you this, and this is not, I'm saying this with all just like humanness, bro. But when one thing starts going wrong, man, just be prepared, bro, cause hold on tight. A lot of shit could go wrong, man. But it's not, it's not for us to be pessimistic or anything like that. I'm also aware of the opposite, right? When things are going good, more good things will eventually come too. Um, okay, I was trying to read if there was new message. Sometimes I look down at my phone because my eyes with the lighting and the screen being a little bit far. I do have a monitor here, so sometimes I could read the comments, but it's hard sometimes to see it, so I use my phone. But yeah, man, I was for a long time I was using the 2000 XL, the ASR 10, and then the newest type of things that I will use, it would be like a MIDI keyboard, or like, let's say, a DAW, right? Like I try to keep all my DAWs updated. I think I mentioned that before, but I wasn't in any of the new, besides a teenage engineering KO2. I wasn't in any of the new stuff that was coming out. I held on for a long time, and I think this might be like one of my most recent gear purchases after getting like the KO2, which I got maybe a year ago or something like that, maybe longer than that. Oh man, you see, Bash, man, I'm sorry to hear that, my brother. Not that hearing somebody's situation is like worse. Make it doesn't make me feel better, but I empathize with you, my brother, because it's like, you know, somebody might have it worse out there, man, and that sucks. My fridge is also acting up, man, and it's all this thing, man. Like, this is the new world. I mean, I didn't know it was like affecting so many people, because I'm a hermit. I'm a hermit. I go to the gym, I go to work, I take care of my moms, and now we have a puppy, So I'm a family man, bro. I'm not out in these streets like that, man. I try not. I mean, I probably should get out more, but yeah, man. I've been like, is it just my crib? Like, what's going on? I get like at least one. Yeah, and I'm let me knock on wood. I'm trying like not to bring in that energy, man, because I've been getting one outage like every day almost, man. And it obviously, if I'm streaming, it's gonna happen. It's like it's gonna happen in my stream, bro. There's nothing I could do about it. No, Damn, bro. But Bash, I hope they fix that, bro, cause it's not, obviously it's not good for us to not have, basic thing like a fridge, man, or like, forget the gear, bro. I'm over here crying about not being able to live stream, or like my gear is obviously being affected by it, but obviously, like, your food supply, and I just hope that situation gets resolved, man, for your sake, bro, on your side on your side of things, my brother, and I mean that. Yeah, my brother. Yeah, the grind don't stop, bro. So I get on here. Sometimes it's like right now it's a live chat, but I also cook up on here, and obviously when the cameras are off, we cooking up, man, or researching samples. I also had the good fortune this week to make some time and visit um, two of my boys. One is a DJ. Shout out Top Model and my boy Hope. Um, Top Model, I think is that's just his Instagram. He's a very like big DJ here in New York, and my boy Hope, he's a amazing artist, man. So I got the chance to link up with them like at the crib. I was honored enough to be invited over to like their living space. That's always an honor, my bros, and like cook something up. We had a writing session, so that was dope. And yo, I don't think they even know this, but I took my MPC One too, and I was embarrassed, man. about, y'all gonna think I'm crazy, man. I took my live my MPC One, talking live, my MPC One, and I didn't take it out during the session because I was embarrassed that I wouldn't know how to use it. Jix can Jix. I'm gonna just say Jix. But that's what's up, man. Welcome. I haven't seen you around as well. Welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining the live stream and for participating, my brother. Glad to have you here. But yeah, man, I had this for a week. I think I got it last week. I announced it on the video. Bash, do you do any tutorials? If so, one tutorials would be nice. Um, have I done tutorials? Like I just wanted to be like in the mix, but she was like really like trying to read, and I saw like like in another life, and I was supposed to like that's what I went to school for, kind of like I was gonna go be a teacher. So I do think that I could do good tutorials, but the way that I want to do them is like I want to have a multi-camera setup, and I did invest in a camera at the beginning of this year. So I have the intention to continue to make the channel a little bit more like structured, nice flashy videos. But a big part of the start of this channel was like just my iPhone. I was like I'll do this with the lights off producer, and I don't have the flashy influencer studio, and it's kind of it maybe it's getting slowly to that. I got a lighting that my friend like let me borrow some lights, and but yeah, man, I'm just some DIY, so maybe it'll help. I'll try to see. Depends on the topic. Maybe I could just talk and try to film it the way I know. But I know like there's people like let's say Malo Beats or Nervous Cooks who I watch, Jay Freshman, guys that actually do tutorials that are nice with it. And I'm like, damn, like, I just feel like they got that on lock. Not a reason to not try though, because I would, if you guys like some way of how I explain it and be like, yo, how would you do this? I'll try to make a video about it. I'm not opposed to the idea. Um, well, you don't know much about those machines at all, says Jix, so he's real new to it. Yeah, no, I know how that could feel, man. My MPC 2000 XL was my first MPC. So also being a music producer, like I don't know if you're a beat maker or if you were using a DAW before. Obviously, hardware has a very specific way that it wants to be worked with, and I would say that because you could make different workflows, and it's valid, but it does have a workflow that if you have used it before, it does help, and I think that I have that to my advantage, that I've been working with the ASR for a decade. I've been working with the MPC 2000 XL for a decade. So that does bring obviously value to what I could show you guys and talk to you guys about, even on a live. And I do think about like, sometimes I'm like I'm on the elliptical. I'm like, damn, what should I make a video about? Like what subject? And I try not to do things that is just like clickbaity or just like to get views, or like, oh, I saw this guy do a video about this, I'm gonna do the same thing. So that's kind of why I stay away a little bit from tutorials, but I'm not opposed to sharing my my knowledge. So I think more of what you guys may see from me is like my experience with the MPC, or like how I incorporate it into my process, rather than like, the camera right on it, because I would want two cameras. I would want a camera that's mad clear on this, and then one where you guys could see me talking, and it's not just like or see the rest of the studio, because I interact with my whole studio when I create. Let me see. Yeah, I got a decent with phone GarageBand a few years back. So yeah, no, that's good though. At least you have like GarageBand knowledge. You know about arranging. You know about like BPM, like the foundation. And that it's just like a lot of these machines is it's just knowing where to find the things that you already know from other ways of working. That's how I approach it. Yo, shout out the chat, man. 13 people in here, bro. To me, that's a lot. Welcome everybody, man. Welcome everybody. This world needs a hero. Yo, what's good, my brother? It's good to see you again. The Observer of Thoughts. Peace, peace. That's a new name here, man. I'm glad to have you here. Observer. Okay, so you guys know each other. That's what's up, man. Yo, thank you for popping into the stream, bro. I appreciate anybody that comes through. Yo, Bash, thank you, man. But yeah, I'm gonna keep bringing you guys this content, man. I'm like, you know what? Today I was like, if if something goes wrong, I'm gonna still keep pushing, cause that's what we gotta do, man. I gotta be like, I gotta take my own advice. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate Bash, like, the encouragement, man. Like, it's been a slow journey for me with the channel. It's like, I just really try to get on here just to really talk about what I'm going through, what this means. Like when it comes to this, I mean like the samplers to my workflow. And I'm very much guided by where you guys take the conversation or what questions you guys bring. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of a big part of how I like to keep these live check-ins. Sometimes I'll just get on here, do a live check-in like once a week, random times throughout the week. And then my next live stream will be like a cook-up or like a combo of that, depending on who's here. Because there's certain times that I get the amount of questions that it warrants me just like, I didn't also want to create like a live stream like, all right, it's a quiet cook-up. Like, you're not going to get to know anything about the process by just, you could, maybe you pick up things. I mean, I watch, people cooking up too, but I just wanted to do this format. I don't know what you call podcast, live chat, whatever, man. But I think it's important for people to be interacting with a real person, because the more and more we move into the age of AI, because I know it's coming. We all know it's coming. It's very important to have real people that you could be like, yo, free, like, man, this or that, whatever. ASR, I got a question, man. I've been thinking about it all week, and I finally caught you on a live stream. Like, can I ask you? I was about to get on here and be like, why is my ASR 10 stuck? Like, I was about to ask you guys, and hope that somebody that loves the ASR 10 is in here and could help me out. But yeah, man, the MPC One, man, I haven't been like diving deep into it yet because of time. Time is like, this is the thing. Like, when you're young, you have a lot of time and no resources. So it's hard for you to get like a piece of equipment, right? You got to save up OD, work OD. And then you finally able to buy it, but then you're not able to use it. Like now, as I get, obviously as I get older, it's like I have, if I manage my resources correctly, I have more resources, but I have less time. So it's like I gotta go back on like balance it out somehow, man. And I know you guys all deal with that. Like, I don't have kids. It's probably people out there that got kids that still make it happen. Like I seen, like, for example, Conductor Williams. He got children or a child, and he still making heat. So that was another reason why I decided to go Gen 2 MPC One, man. I did redeem my free plugin. What I went with the free plugin? I went with stem separation. That was something that you had to pay for. So I'm like, I'm gonna just use it for this because It's 99, I think. $99. I didn't know. I didn't know that that stem separation was like a paid feature, man. And I again, man, like I told you guys, like I'm putting my money where my mouth is when it comes to like buying this new AKAI thing, but that might be in the review. Like that's one thing I didn't like. Like I didn't like, and I don't know. Part of me, if maybe that seems like I'm being cheap about it, but I think once you pay the entry cost of like not the sample, but $800 is like is a significant amount of money. You know what I'm saying? That's what this starts off at, and like a doll like Logic. Logic is one of the best dolls out there. Let's say I was gonna use Ableton, but it's mad close to is very close to the price of this. But let's say Fruity FL Studio, Logic Pro, you pay 200. You got producer edition for FL Studio, or you get the full version of Logic for 199. And guess what? It already has stem separation in it. So how can they not incorporate? I think it does come with like if you get the Live 3, or if you get the flagship, obviously it comes with a bunch more stuff. But I'm like, come on, man. Like, first of all, and again, it's like I'm working so hard to not be this like oh he's bashing, like not no pun intended, my boy Bash. Like, you know, you're going against AKAI, like you hate AKAI. Like, no, that's why I paid for it with my own money. I'm not like a influencer, and that's probably helping them, right? It's probably helping them like that I talk about this and have a picture of it on my thumbnail, and you know, I'm not sponsored. So I feel like because I'm not sponsored, I have a right as a consumer that I vote with my money to say like, you got it for $10, bro? Damn. They might have well, I got it with the free plugin offer, but it said like 99 when I signed into my InMusic. That it was like $99 to get. Maybe I saw $9.99. I don't know, but maybe it wasn't $100. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking crap. But even the Pro Pack, man, maybe it was $9.99, right? Like, let me Google it. I look ignorant talking about the prices, and it's wrong. Separation AKAI price. I know the soft clipper was like $15. I'm like, oh yeah, it's $9.99. My bad. It wasn't 100, but you know the Pro Pack was 100, and that was also like, you know, I am a harsh critic. Yeah, it was $9.99. You're right. So maybe I wasted my bread like getting that as a free plugin, but whatever. I could have probably got something better, you know. But yeah, man, I did buy a few plugins too. I bought the Mini D, and I bought Hura, which is their Juno emulation. Did I need it? And probably not, because I do have the Tau Juno, the Tau LUX or whatever. And that I bought. That was like $60. So yeah, man, that's more what I meant. Not that it was 100 and it was ridiculous. It's more as like, I think I was almost more insulted that it was $9.99, and it's like, really? Like, I just dropped. I paid the $7.99, right, and then I also paid for the Pro Pack, man. Yeah, I've been playing around with it. I haven't made a beat yet with the Mini D. I mean, I got it on right now. Let me make a new track, plug in. It loads up with I changed it for it to load up with the Jura. I guess you could call it Jura. But yeah, let me see. Where's my MIDI? Do I have a MIDI connected to it? No. But it does it. I mean, I'm not gonna go through all the presets. Maybe somebody did that already, but it's to work as standalone on this machine. For a little bit, right when I got it, I was like, damn, should I use it as in controller mode with the? Because now they finally released a beta, it's still beta, of the OS, and you can open, um, yeah, the OS, right? So like MPC 3.9, the software. You could use it in controller mode, like if it's like if it was standalone, but you have access now to like, if I wanted to open my Serum 2 plugin, I could on I could do that with with controller mode, using it, tethered to my computer. Now, for the most part, and this may or may not change, I might like, while I learn it. So this was something that I kind of got from listening one time to the Daydream sound, right? Like, I know some of you guys like follow him, and if you don't, and you like ASR 10 sampler content, you guys definitely should. He was talking about how a lot of times when he works with his samplers, he's not worried about like making everything work together, which I do worry about that, and I do try to make that happen in my studio. But as I'm learning it, I do feel like it'll benefit me a lot to like just take this to my, to another part of my house with my headphones, lock in and make beats on it so I could really, really learn it. By dedicating like that kind of attention to it, not like troubleshooting stuff. Like right before I got on the live stream, I had to like kind of troubleshoot the ASR 10, and by by troubleshoot it, I mean like just turn it on and off like 10 times, which is probably not good for it. And then it finally, like, it was stuck on that keyboard tuning screen, and then I'm like, oh man, I started looking it up, and my capacitors or something connected to my keyboard is probably shorting out because of the power surges. And I'm just like, man, with everything else that I got going on, it's like couldn't have happened at a worse time. Because I'm not gonna be able to fix it right now. The ASR 10 dies, and I'm hoping I'm not gonna experience that soon. But I wouldn't be able to work with it if it will give me issues. And I want to be able to like create with samplers, because that's my preferred method, is to have hardware, and that's, I didn't want to get into a whole like, I felt myself ascribing, and I think that's the word, or subscribing. Maybe I'm using it wrong, but I felt myself kind of like being if it's not a vintage sampler, I'm not touching it kind of guy. And I didn't want to become that. So it was important. It was important. It was an important moment, especially because it just released, and I happened to have, the bread or the means, the way. I had to move a few pieces here and there. I'll finish paying it off completely tomorrow. And I'm serious about that. But I hit a few like moments where I'm like, if I'm gonna get into the MPC stuff, because I know it's gonna get updated. I know I'm gonna get like hit with a moment of like, oh man, we're being phased out. We're in a distant or not so distant future, based on the release cycle. We may be like, this is not keeping up anymore, right? Because the next version might have AI, and even though I'm not super interested in incorporating AI into my beat machines, I'm not saying I'm opposed to it, but I want to make the beats myself. I have fun doing that. But yeah, but I felt like this just came out. Like, if I have the money to get it and I want to get into this, I don't want to do it like a year and a half down the road, which is kind of where I was when I was like, damn, I should get a Live 2 now. Or I should get a Live 3, but now 3 months have passed, and I'm afraid that I'm gonna get like, I'm not afraid anymore. Like, they could drop the Gen 3 tomorrow, and I'm gonna still rock with this, because that's the type of artist that I am, a producer that I am. Like, once I get a piece, like, I'm committed. I'm committed. I'm all in. I'm all in. For all things considered, right? Like if I hate it, I'm gonna sell it and make sure it gets in the hands of somebody else. But for the most part, once I've thought out a decision of what to bring into the stew, is most likely gonna stay and get used. So it don't matter if I get like upgraded out. Like I just hope it works, it turns on right, and the pads work. But yeah, I bought the Pro Pack. I bought the Pro Pack for $100. So the total cost, and then I think I bought 3 plugins for like $60. I'm already in like almost a G on the one. But it's to me, I don't look at like spending money on music stuff. For me, if I have it at the moment, is an investment. For me, I feel like it's an investment because I do consider myself a professional producer, professional artist, a professional engineer. So it is a tax write off also, but you know, that's what it is, man. You gotta pay to play, man. That's the nature of the beast, man, of the world. Yeah, man. I hope not, Nev. I hope not. For my sake, right? I'm like I just got into it, but they just dropped this like a month ago, whatever the time is. I was trying to see if I can get some lip balm, but I guess I'll have to just drink more water. Yo, new NY Zork. I'm thinking that's what it is. If it's not, then let me know what's up. What's up? Yes, yes. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself within reason. Obviously, you're not gonna invest in yourself to not feed your kids, but I don't have kids. But yeah, I do think that for anything like music, if you have a dream of being a video game streamer, you gotta buy a console, right? You gotta invest in your camera. You gotta invest in yourself because if anything is gonna make you're gonna earn your keep because you paid money that you work for. Unless if you're a hustler, even you still working, but even whatever, you got money and you put your money where into your dream, where your mouth is. Like I said before, I know I've been saying that, pause, but you put your money where your mouth is, as far as like, nah, if I'm gonna talk about that, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna invest it, I'm gonna buy it, even if I gotta come out of pocket. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, I talk, I criticize, or like I complain about certain things that a company might do, but I'm waiting for like a free sampler. Like, no, I work. I'll get it myself, and I still tell you what's wrong with it. I still tell you what's wrong with it because I have a right now that I voted with my dollar. So if I bought it, I could talk shit about it with all respect, And again, sorry to the children that's watching this, but I see my stats, man. It's nothing but 35 and 25-year-olds, 40-year-olds. So we here, man. We here. We talking. We keeping it real. Um. Yeah, man. Some people do miss that. Yeah, like some people splurge. I splurged a little bit. I didn't need the sample and the one, but I was like, like I wanted it. I wanted it, and I justified it in my own brain, and everything else was paid off. Like all my other responsibilities that I had at the time. Oh man, accessibility for the blind in their hardware. Yeah, man, that shouldn't be hard to do. Or for any type of like any type of challenge, like if you have a challenge, right? Like let's say you have like your hand, like there should be a way to do things. Or like you said, for the hard of like of seeing, even like I've seen people hard of hearing have like accessibility things. I forget which one. I think Ableton. There is a software that's very friendly for that. I'm not sure what it is, but yeah, man, that's we in an era where they should be able to do that. Bash, you were working with the MPC Studio 2 and the software for quite a while. Okay, this is my first time working with the software, so it's all you know foreign to me, even though I work with other DAWs, so I know how to navigate and find my way around the things that I'm looking for. I'm also an FL and Ableton guy and all the RS tools. Yeah, I'm Ableton FL too, fully paid for, man. I got Ableton Producers Edition, and I got the suite version of Ableton, man. I remember, rest in peace to Pops, but he helped me buy it, and then I paid him back because it was $750, and it was an investment too at the time. I remember he's like, "Yo, you need this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I really want to work with this software. Like, help me get it." Yeah, waiting for the right time is like waiting for a lottery ticket. I did use Machina. I think that's the right way to pronounce it. I had the MK1, bro. So that's how old I am. I had Machina MK1, and I connected with it. I did. I loved it, but Ableton is completely accessible. That's amazing to hear. I love Ableton, man, and the innovation, and I love a lot of things about Ableton, which will segue into what I like about the MPC One. I might get to that in this video. I don't know if I get along amazingly with Ableton though. I get along a little bit with Ableton. I'm not gonna lie. It's currently not my favorite, but not because of any reason of what they did. It's just like not in my workflow right now. Yeah, the 20. Oh, you got the 2500. I think you might have mentioned. I probably forgot, but yeah, I had a 2500 also, and I did not connect with it because of the click wheel. It bugged me, man. It was like one of those noises. Like, some people can't hear the dentist drill. I couldn't hear that jog wheel for the 2500. There was probably an easy fix for it rather than selling it. And not to flex or nothing, but I sold it to Chuck Strangers, so at least I'm happy that Chuck is making fire with the 2500 more than I would. You know what I'm saying? Just because I didn't connect with it. So, so you love their doll, and that's good, because that means that's good news for me too, because I'm just getting to know it. There's some cons, but the pros do overweigh it for me. So that's good. That's good. On a positive note. Obviously, it's not all about the critiques, but as far as Machina, what happened with Machina was that I loved their since it was MK1, it wasn't standalone, and it wasn't standalone until like the standalone, right? The Machine Studio or whatever. I think or the Plus, Machine Plus. The Studio was another machine. But what ended up happening was that one of my encoders got messed up, and I don't know, I think I was out of warranty already, but it was like a year after the year, let's say, and it would just like, it would be randomly like going, the things would go random, like on an encoder that I wasn't touching. So I'm like, oh man, like I bought it brand new from their website. I remember you could order it from their website because I was at work. I was working in the office at that time, and I'm like, I'm getting this thing, man. All I had to see was the No ID. They got me with the promo, bro. I just had to see No ID making music on that, and I'm like, oh nah, No ID is on this. Like I gotta get Machina, man. I was one of those until I found my pieces, like the things that made me comfortable creating, and then I wasn't chasing anymore, like what this producer is using and that. And I'm not gonna front, like sometimes I do feel like I want like, oh, I want to get this because like Don Cannon or Kanye is using this, like that I think everybody gets hit by that. It don't gotta be those people I mentioned, but we obviously, that's why people could be influencers. That's why people could be content creators and get sponsored, because it's gonna make you want it. It's not, marketing is real. Marketing is real. We're all, I made that video, and I bring this up because there's a person, I don't know their age. I think he might have mentioned it before, but he watches the video that I made about being a producer, a consumer, or whatever. It's like something like that, and I bring it up because he watches it for inspiration. That makes, that's amazing that video could provide that, because I made that video just to kind of more like critique like how, even like I do it sometimes where we just fall into the trap of like, I need this, I need that to continue to create. And it's not that you need anything to create. You are the creator. You just need the tools, like I think it was Bash that was saying, right? All they are tools. Yeah, Bash. So you just need the tools to create. You pick the tools. The tools, you could say they sometimes they pick you. Yeah, something can land in your studio like the 2000 XL did for me. Like it was a gift. It was a gift. And the one was kind of like a gift too in a way, but I still had to pay for it, but it was kind of like, I was helped out to get it faster than I would have if I would have just like waited to save up my own money. But yeah, it's paid out, it's paid off officially tomorrow. It's my final payment on it. Nev, I had to swap my right side board anyway. Click wheel is quieter than a church. Oh, damn! I should have done that before I sold it. Nah, but it wasn't. I also like in buying the 2500. I bought the one. This was during COVID or like around that era, the dark ages. Man, I hate even thinking about it. But I bought the 1000 and I bought the 2500 shortly after because I fell in love with JJOS. And I fell in love with the workflow of the 1000 and the 2500. And my goal was kind of like what I have going on now with the sample and this was that I wanted to start something like on the 1000 and be able to come back and like have more buttons and dive deeper on the 2500 with the same card, so I'm kind of able to do that now because I did take it one day to work the sample and I was messing around with it. I did when I first got both of these machines, I didn't have the SD cards. I finally got SD cards. That was another expense, obviously. When you open that can of worms of getting something, you're gonna spend more money because it's not just the initial cost. It's what you have to get to like get it to full thing. And I was explaining this to like my friend. Yeah, it's 800, but now I had to buy the Pro Pack that was not 99, and you kind of need the Pro Pack. I feel like you need the Pro Pack to have the full experience of the MPC 3.9 software. And then from the Pro Pack, I did not need to get the Jura. I did not need to get the Mini D, and I forgot what else I got. I think that those were it. The stem separation was like the free plugin offer. I mistakenly used it on something that was $10, but I'm not gonna sit here and mope about it. But yeah, it's been a lot like when it comes to that. And then I didn't even consider like when I told you guys earlier, like let's say I wasted 60. The plugins are on sale right now, so that could help you maybe. So let's say I wasted like 160 plus like maybe 50 on a card. That's 210 plus the 8. Yeah, I'm over 1,000. I'm over 1,000 in with the one already. And that's to just, I don't got everything either. Like I feel like I want, and they know this. Come on, man. Like, that's how it works. You lock some features up so that, you get people to subscribe, pay and stuff. It's like the PlayStation model thing, with the PS Plus. You can't play like live with your buddies if you don't got the pass. So you have to buy it. They know if you have a PlayStation, then they know you're gonna get that. Same thing with the AKAI. It's like eventually I want to have all the plugins on it. Why would I? Even with FL Studio, like I got the producer edition, but I don't even have gross beat. So I'm like, eventually, I want to get all plugins edition. I just haven't been able to do it during the Black Friday sale thing. So it's like, you catch me at the right time, and I end up buying a MPC One. But let's say I wouldn't have had the means to get into it now, and it would have, like 6 months would have passed. I would have been too afraid that they're going to drop something new, and I wouldn't have gotten it. It was just like perfect timing for them because I'm the king of holding out, bro, and like not delaying gratification. I'm very good at that. I could probably say that. And going to the gym has taught me that. Like being consistent at the gym has taught me Let me catch up on the chat. I be yapping, man. I be yapping, but at least I'm on here yapping to the community about stuff we want to talk about, not just like whatever, you know. Let me see. So I got to Nev, NY, NYZ. I'm gonna just say NYZ. Shout out New York. You got to create more than consume if you're producing. You feel me? Yeah, I'm a consumer. We all are. We consume something, but I do consider myself a producer because of my output. Like I put out an album and help others produce their albums and put that out. I've mixed records for people. You know, you're producing. You're adding. Even this is a production. This is a live stream production. So you're producing. You know, right now you guys may be like, oh, I'm consuming, but you're also like, you're getting value, right? Like I'm maybe talking, sharing our experiences is gonna help you like think of, okay, yeah, that's also makes sense to me. And you know, I take time to consume myself when I'm not here. I'm consuming YouTube videos from other people, liking and subscribing to them too, because I do believe that energy comes back. But yeah, if you create more, then it's gonna be more output. Yeah, workflow method goes into that. Once you got a tool, you use it. As long as you make connection with the tool you pick. Yeah, that connection, that's the key. You know, you made a good point right there. You know, and why? And it's like if you don't gel with it, like a guitar, like it don't matter if it's the most expensive. If you just don't connect with it and build that bond, it's gonna be tough. And you could, you know, that goes for the MPCs, man. Like I couldn't rock with the like the 2500 because I missed like the way that my 2000 looked. And even the One Plus, I didn't like the red. Blue is like one of my favorite childhood colors. I like green a lot now, but I'm like, damn, this looks dope. And I like the blue 2000 XL. I always liked the blue 2000 XL. I know they're saying that this is inspired more by the 1000 and the 4000, but come on, the 2000 XL, the Marco Polo edition, man, that's what I call it. I wanted that too. I ended up with a retro, you know, colored, or the OG colored of the 2000 XL. Let me turn it. But I like the blue. I like the blue, man. They got me with the color. They got me, man. AKAI got me. AKAI got me for a rent payment, man, in the last month. But it's all love, man. They're all tools. Nev, as a gearhead, I find it difficult to not be tempted by new equipment. I'm constantly adding and removing things from the dream studio in my mind. Man, that's the bug, my brother, and you're in the right place. Like I'm not. You could say I am a gearhead, and I've been back and forth, man. Like I had a studio with a partner, and we had so much stuff, man. Like sometimes it gets me upset because you know we kind of fell out and stuff, but yeah, man, it was like it was so much equipment, and it also made me realize like what I actually needed. And sometimes you need those moments of like reset to realize like, yo, you didn't need all that. So then that helped me also. But then, you know, every once in a while, like when the Ableton Move came out, for example, I never got the push. I've always wanted to get into the push, but I've been late to the party. And when the Move came out, you know, it was a decent entry point price wise. Even before, it was like $350 before they put the price up, or whatever the price was, whatever. I was like, yo, I'm gonna get the Move, and I didn't get it because I couldn't justify it. I couldn't justify it for the studio. The Pro Pack has Pro Stamp separation. Well, I don't know, man. I messed up, bro. The more you tell me, Bash, the more I'm like, I messed up. I used my free plugin on the wrong thing. But it's okay, man. It's that whole, man, like what am I, a millennial, I think? Probably my age, bro, getting to me. But I'm not trying to fall behind. You know, that's why I do want to keep up with what's going on. Yeah, man, you want to have full access. So I want to have like, not that you're going to use all plugins, but I want to have all the plugins if I'm going to go through sounds or produce for real, you know? Not be limited to like, oh, I only got 3, then I got to buy the other ones. And, you know, they got some new ones that are expensive too, bro. So, Are you loading your expansions and plugins on the unit itself or SD card? So I realized you can't, if I'm not mistaken, you can't load like the expansions that come, like there's some that are given to you with the MPC One. So whatever's factory installed, I did some research because I got the SD card like a couple of days after I got the one. So I was figuring out how to move stuff. I didn't put a bunch of stuff there, but I had downloaded like 3 gigs worth of stuff. And the card size that I went with was 128. So I was like, damn, now I gotta delete whatever I installed into the system itself and move it over. So I was researching how to do that without messing things up. It took me like half a day to because I was trying to be very meticulous about it. And yeah, so now whatever else, like I put my own drums in, and a few packs that I be buying packs from Drum Broker. I pay for Splice sometimes, so I collect samples and or I have samples on my MPC 2000 XL. I don't have that many on the ASR 10 because like before my SCSI, I wasn't using it until like Nino and a few other users on, I think even Nev, like you guys inspired me to fix my SCSI and set it all up. So I just started saving stuff on my ASR. But yeah, to long story short, I'm putting anything beyond the factory packs, I am putting it on the SD card. And I believe I installed the plugins to the SD. I got a fast one. I got a fast SD card, like a SanDisk, and I think it's good. So let's see how it works out. I haven't made a beat with the plugins like that yet. I've been making more like sample beats. Whatever I put, I think I might have like on here. What I have now is like the beat that I put on my channel that I said like creative beat making. Yeah, that was like the last project. This was all samples. Like it's from a pack, I think from Drum Broker. And I got a few, like, how many tracks are on here? Let me look at the track mute. There is like 9 tracks on this beat. And let me see, let me go through it. I did some chops, so I was like, it was practice. This is all practice. It's all practice. Oh yeah, so look, like I made this like this drum program and color coded it myself. Like pick my own samples from a pack that I bought. And I saved it. So that was fun. So I learned how to like save and load a program, and that sits on my SD card now. But I haven't been able to like, let me make a full beat with Jura and Mini D or even the Mellotron and Odyssey. I haven't dove deep into the presets. I got the Fabric Select thing. So there's a lot for me to, and I was going to make like a week with the MPC One video, but I was like, that's more clickbait. Like, like let me get on and talk to people about it, because I know there's going to be someone here that also has it or uses MPC. Even the older models, they're the same software, so we can talk about this. Now I could join the conversation instead of being like I almost felt like I was sounding snobby, and I don't identify with that. Like, oh yeah, like, oh, but I haven't used MPC, new MPC, like F AKAI, like the new, and I felt some of the things I said was like, I do feel like there shouldn't be paywalls for a lot of things, but that's the world we live in right now, man. And it's like it keeps people out, and it's justified reason for criticism. But if I'm gonna participate in these conversations and be part of this community, and you got people making hits with this, not that you're gonna make hits yourself, because that stopped being my goal a long time ago. Not to saying that it's not because my competitive spirit I never really had a competitive spirit. I compete with myself, try to be a better me every day, but like, because somebody else is making hits on it don't mean you're gonna make hits. But if they're using it, you want to be able to talk about it, know what you're talking about. Like, oh yeah, when I go here, like I hate this about it. instead of just being like, oh, I hate anything that's new, whatever. Like, be one of those old, like what they say, like, oh, you a unk, you a old head now because you don't want to accept any of the new stuff. I didn't want to become that for the benefit of everyone. I think, like, and I think it is like a value to be like, okay, well, now we can talk about it. Like, oh wait, like, and I still don't know what I'm talking about because I'm new to this environment, and I think that there's a beauty in the beginnings of a journey with a piece of equipment, and seeing that bond form when I do, make a beat that I'm like, oh, I'm gonna actually write to this, or I'm gonna actually present this to an artist. Um, Let me see. Um, you want to be able to have access to your tools. I read that. Are you loading your? Bro, I don't mean to push it. I want you to lose out on. I don't want you to lose out on his capacity. What do you mean? Like push what? Like getting all the plugins, or what? What do you mean on that, Bash? I'm sorry. I'm just a little bit maybe like need clarity on that. Not talking to community always good to see, especially when they gain something out of it. Yeah, man, and I've been here like chopping stuff up, talking about gear and like pros and cons. And sometimes just hearing somebody's reasoning helps, with your own. Sometimes I do think that helps. The Ableton Move with the Schwung mod enables it to be accessible too. Was tempted by that for 1 minute too. Yeah, the Ableton Move, man. It's like Ableton has such a great design language. Is that what they call it? Um, and I love how some people think it looks like XL. I like how it looks. I like their colors. I like the way the Push 2 looked. I didn't like Push 1 that much, and AKAI I think helped design Push 1. Um, which is a big reason. I think that relationship when they designed the controller for AKAI taught a lot of things to AKAI and to Ableton, and then they both went their separate ways, probably amicably, who knows, but they took a lot from each other, and they still do, and that benefits us as consumers of these products, because even if you're a producer, you could be a consumer too. I think I mentioned that in my video, because the biggest consumers of all these products are professional musicians or producers, right? So you could be both. It's just like catching yourself when you're doing it. Like, all right, maybe I'm getting a little hypocritical because I have 3 MPCs. I got three MPCs and an ASR10 and a KO2. So I do have a lot of samplers, but I do make sample-based music. So, but it's just like I don't want to be a collector, man. I don't want to be a collector. I don't want to have an MPC 3000 and then have my 2000 XL sitting in the closet or even in my living room just as a piece, man. That podcast that I think is on I don't know. I'm not gonna say no name, but I just saw a 3000 just sitting there for decoration, and I'm just like, oh man, it hurts. It hurts to see things like that, because I love having tools in the people that need them, in the hands of the people that need them. And if you want to learn a sampler, like, and you really passionate about it, you're gonna get a sampler. You're gonna find the one that fits you, and it's such a beauty to be able to like that feeling, man. We all been there, like to really lock in, man. And sometimes life gets in the way of that. Time, obviously, we talked about that, and you're not able to get into that zone, man. And that's where I've been at, like recently, like just juggling life, family, and work-life balance, and just being able to, like, I had moments. I remember when I guess when I initially got my ASR and my MPC, that I was able to really give it that time, man. And that's the only thing that's gonna make you better, putting in the hours. Is there things about the workflow that confuse you at first? Going from an XL to a Gen 2 is a big jump. Yeah, and I think that's a big like way that I could add value is like talking about that jump, and I will. I'm not. I'm gonna read this other question that popped up, and I'm gonna go from there. Nev, great question. I was talking about the subject of stems. I myself purchased some things not knowing that I already had it in another plugin. It actually took me a long time to take the plunge. Yeah, me too, Bash. I took my time. It's because of the timing. It could seem, and I was also out, bro. I was even afraid of turning people away because I was making this purchase, and that just goes to show you like how many things could influence our decision making process. I'm like, they're not gonna like my content anymore because it's not just ASR 10 and MPC 2000 XL, and like it's not just like. But I've never been like an out the box completely guy, and I'm like, I did want it. I wanted it. I did want it, and I wanted to finally jump into the AKAI software and see what was behind the curtain. I wanted to see, and I wanted to see for myself. But as far as it is anything that confused me about the workflow, I wouldn't say really confused, because like I do like the clip matrix. So if you guys use the new software and pay for the Pro Pack, because that's part of the Pro Pack, I do like the clip matrix because I come from Ableton, and I like the session view on Ableton, right? So that's inspired by that. I'm 100% sure. Which was my point. Like the Ableton Akai relationship, I see a lot of the influences because I'm a Ableton user. Like maybe close to power user, right? I've been using Ableton since version 8. I would say 8 or 9. But yeah, it's been kind of easy for me to get in touch with the workflow. I already started putting like shortcuts in my main screen. So I have my browser. Yeah, that goes to my browser. Let me go back to main. So that's my, obviously like we have a main screen button in the 2000 XL. So that's familiar. So that helped. I have my my track mixer, my mixer, and then this is a track edit, which I end up using a lot. And then I have I guess sounds, but I should replace that plugin. That's what I was gonna do. I was actually gonna replace that shortcut with step sequencer. I've been enjoying using the step sequencer a lot, which I didn't expect. I didn't even realize that this had again, I was coming in very uninformed on that regard, on the operating system regard, but I knew like what I was getting myself into. Like I know this is a professional piece of equipment. I don't need convincing on that. And I knew I was gonna eventually. I wanted to get the one when they came out with the retro edition, because I was gonna put that right next to my 2000 XL. They look beautiful. Even the Live 2 retro is my favorite looking live. The 2, the 1 is actually my favorite because it doesn't got. I don't like the speaker on the thing. Even though there's people that say that this should have a speaker, I do think it should have a battery. But again, it's not their flagship, so we're getting the entry. This is the entry level of the new Akai. But those are some of the things that have been easy, I would say, for me. Like I do feel confident now that I could browse through all my samples, know where to put them. I come from the pad, so I made a drum kit to practice. Like, okay, I know how to do the same thing I would do in my 2000 XL. Then my next thing, which I haven't been able to do it on any machine, is to do what the ASR 10 does. So I started, experimenting a little bit with key groups. So that's my next thing, the oscillators. So the new oscillator that comes, I think it comes with the Pro Pack. So I know I'm like, that was a good investment. I think. I don't know if it's just I think it might be for everybody, but so yeah, there's been a lot of stuff that's familiar. A lot of the buttons as I familiarize myself with the XY effects is fire. I like that about it. The next sequence button, same thing. I got that on the Banks is the same thing on the 2000 XL. It's just that it's in different places. So I gotta create that muscle memory. But I'm happy to say, like, yes, I do feel more comfortable than a total, like, nobody ever used the MPC coming into this. It must be way different. So that's also like why I feel like there is value, like, for me, and again, I don't want it to sound like I keep trying to justify why I bought this thing. I'm trying to explain to you guys, like, how my mind works. So that's why I keep coming back to, like, yeah, it makes sense, because now I could tell you guys what about the 2000 XL makes a reappearance in this, and it helps me, like, feel like, oh man, I can't even make a beat. And that's the first part of feeling uninspired. It's like not knowing how to. I remember trying to use the 2000 XL and I was confused because I never used the MPC before the 2000 XL. My first time touching one. So that's different than this. But it's a lot of similarities, but not. It's obviously just like about where things would be and where they are. But it's another beast, man. Like, I confidently could say, like, and especially when I get all the other plugins, I'm like, yeah, I could just work with this, and I'm gonna have a laptop usually, always. Like like I was saying in the beginning of the stream, I went to a songwriting session with my boy and a DJ, and I didn't pull out the one because I was like, I'm still learning it. I'm not gonna sit here and tinker while work needs to be done. So what was I using? FL and Logic to record vocals, because FL was giving me latency on the vocal recording. So I opened up FL. We were putting in ideas there, production ideas in FL, and then I was recording some vocal, like, rough takes of the artists in Logic. So I was bouncing, and I know I could do that here, but I'm not I'm not confident, and I'm not about to look like a rookie in a professional writing session. And that's my own, like, and again, it was like at the crib. It wasn't even like, but I take myself very seriously when I'm showing up as Freeplay is here to produce and write. I'm not gonna be like, look at my new toy, guys. It was in my bag the whole time. They didn't even know. I didn't even show it to them. Like, I'm just like, nah, this is like, we working right now. I need to be quick, and that's part of, like, not knowing your tools, man. So that's just, and I'm, that I'm 100% like that. That really happened. That really happened. And get out there, man. Collab, guys. Collab with people, bro. That was one of my goals this week, and I made that call. I'm like, my boy had reached out before, and I'm like, and I was busy. I was busy with the dog, and, like, I had other commitments at the time, and I was just like, damn, I need to call him back and get in and write, because I can't be working by myself all the time either. I love collaborating, man. I hope that answered some of your question, Nev. That the jump wasn't as big as I thought it would be, man. It is big, like, to learn the software, but it's more like when I first started learning Ableton, coming from, like, let's say Logic. It was that kind of jump for me when it comes to the software. But as far as navigating, I think, excuse me, I think I pretty much know where everything is. And everything does kind of like what you would think it would. If you touch the screen, by that, I mean by that. And, like, if I'm trying to do something, if I assume that this is how it's done, it's usually like, it's pretty intuitive. I guess that's the definition of intuitive, what I'm describing. So that is one of my opinion on a pro side. That's a pro of the and I don't mean to be like, oh, I regret this, like, this is negative. No, but it's important to talk about, both sides of the coin. Let me see. Ableton audio manipulation with chopping or timing correct is the main thing I love over FL for live instruments. Yeah, now they have the super, I think that's what it's called, super warp setting. Let's go into samples. Yeah, default super. You only get that with the Pro Pack. I find it funny, man. I gotta make light of it. But I paid for it, so I could talk shit. If you pay, you could talk shit. That's the way I felt. I felt like I was talking too much. And again, I don't mean to curse, but I was talking too much shit, and I hadn't paid the price to talk it. Now I did, so I could talk as much, and I'll refrain from making it a negative thing, because it's not. It's not. I'm happy with my purchase. Um, they'll coin that and use it in a commercial. Stems is something me and other DJs I know would dream of back in the early '90s, and it's crazy. Yep, yep. And I haven't fully used stems. I haven't used and I think a lot of people, it was a feature that we wanted, and then it ended up a little bit underutilized, but it is a very important tool to have access to. I will say that. And yeah, DJs, I remember for a little while I had a DDJ, the FLX 10. I ended up selling it because I'm not a DJ. I was trying to learn how to DJ, and I also figured, like, in that journey, I broke my Gemini. I'm like, if I am gonna DJ or dive into that world, I want to start more at the vinyl turntable, because that's what I like, what I love. I didn't like controller DJing, but it has stem separation, which was fire, Serato. And then I started seeing the power of that, man, like mixing different drum grooves with different vocals, taking out the vocals, taking out this, taking out the drums, and using a melody. So stems is something crazy, man. Stems is like, that is the future to me. When that started coming into DAWs, which was not that long ago. You're talking about maybe a year or two that we've had stems. Probably like a couple of years, safe to say. You have a solution for the battery? Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I've seen different ones. I'm probably gonna go down that wormhole eventually. Because I do want to make this portable. I think it's a perfect size for me. And I find it a little bit like, oh man, I can't take it, and it wasn't meant for that, right? That's why they got the live. That my head is like all up in the chat, so you probably can't see any of it. But yeah, anyways, I saw that the MPC stuff has like a battery bank, and I'm sure Amazon. There's like, I'm part of the groups on Facebook, so I go on Reddit to MPC users. Some of the Facebook groups I joined, like 10 of them. So I see some of the solutions for that. So I might dive deep. Right now I'm just keeping a stock. I was like, oh, should I change the jog wheel to the? Not that there's nothing wrong if you guys did customize. It's a beautiful thing, but I'm just like, let me get to the meat and potatoes. Let me get to the bread and butter. Kareem Smith, what up? What up, Kareem? Nice to have you here. What's up from Las Vegas? You just bought one. Congratulations, my brother, on your purchase, and enjoy it in good health, man. I just copped 2, so I'm trying to like just make that announcement, come out to the world, and let them know that I joined the dark side. I was gonna make that the thumbnail. I joined the dark side, but that was also like, I'm always very self-conscious of like, oh, that's clickbait. You gotta have confidence, because the voice is gonna kill you if y'all got that. Yeah, man. I don't know in what sense and why. Like, I do have I wouldn't say like I ever not felt confident. And if you clarify, like, in relations to what, I try to explain it, but I just felt I guess in a writing situation, it was kind of like just not confident in my, like, I got this a week ago, like, bringing a tool out, like, unless you're really, really, like, let's say you just upgraded this because you had the 1 Plus or the 1 OG, or it because you use a live or anything else, and you bring this, that's a tool. But right now for me is like, I'm not giving you a good service. And again, I wasn't even being paid for this writing session. It was just my homies, we linked up, but I'm like, I'm holding back on my contribution because I'm just playing around, experimenting with learning this first. And then I do feel like there's a certain level of mastery or confidence. Yeah, you're right, confidence that you built once you use it for a while. And then it's like, all right, I'm taking this and we're going to get to work, And I think I could have done it. I feel confident now, like, after owning it for a week, that I know my way around it. If I want to put whatever drums on any pad, I could do it. If I want to, I could connect my MIDI. What I've been doing a lot too is using this USB in the back, this USB keyboard, That plus this is my only MIDI keyboard besides the ASR that works, and I put that like boom, and it'll go. My other USB-C is connected to the computer, and then this will go in the MPC. I mean the USB. The A or the B connector, whatever it's called, USB B or whatever. Bash Vinyl was yeah, no, the confidence. You're absolutely right. Now, when I started thinking about it, what you were saying, you're absolutely right. It was like my lack of like confidence and feeling like I know what this is doing. I'm gonna bring it out of my bag. I wasn't like insecure, like, oh no, I don't want people to know I got this. It was more like, now the best way I could add value, like I'm fast in FL, I'm fast in Ableton, I'm fast in Logic, I'm fast in Pro Tools. Like I use Pro Tools professionally for many years, so I don't feel confident like to record vocals on this. Like let's say, even though it could be done. Yes, can I just take one Desert Island tool and do everything on here? Yeah, but if I'm in a writing session and that's kind of probably because I'm so new to it that I'm not gonna do the whole session on this. Not right now. I'm still gonna have to bring my laptop to like make sure that I'm not like, yo, bro, but like you taking mad long to like load up some snare. Like come on, let's keep it moving, man. Um but yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy the stream's been going, man. It's not no technical right now. Knock on wood, knock on wood. But yeah, NY, thank you for clearing that up, and I hope that I answered like what I meant by that. Bash, bro, vinyl was my life. I could be hungry as heck, but if there was a new record and track that was out, I had to eat my records. Wow, whoa, 35,000 records to this day, old school. My brother, yeah, you are like that's what I would say. Like, yo, you in you in deep, you in deep, and it's good. It's a good thing. I don't mean with all due respects. You're important, brother, to the community. Like, to have those records, man, because let me see, what I think one of my oh, that was the emoji that it came up on the thing. I'm like, oh wait, I didn't read that. But yeah, other messages came through. Yeah, digitizing vinyl is not fun. I haven't done it yet. But I have a decent collection. It's not no 35,000 records, I'll tell you that. I probably have, let me eyeball it. I haven't counted them. I should count them. And that was a project that I had like in mind. I'm about to clean on my vinyl, and I'm about to like get new sleeves for it, new jackets on the inside, new paper jackets, because a lot of my vinyl is not in the best condition. A big part of my collection was a gift from a deceased member of like one of my best friends' uncles that passed away, and like I'm mad honored. I feel like I can't sell that vinyl. I can't, like, I could work with it. But it's just like that's a family heirloom that was entrusted to me, and then by the grace of God, it found its way into my studio. Like that's a blessing. Just because my best friend's pops knew that I like to make beats the old school way. When that person passed away, they gave me the collection. I'm like, yo, like, you sure? Like, you guys as a family don't want to sell this stuff? And it had a bunch of dope records. I mean, I got some good records from it. A lot of Latin, because the person was Puerto Rican. So a lot of Fania stuff from that era when they were around, like in the 60s and the 70s, the disco records. I got a bunch of, soul, funk records, and party records, So I'm just like lucky to have and I think that being blessed, like, to have that is like you got a duty now to keep it. That was my point, besides the long the long-winded answer. But it's like you're like you must be protected type of thing, like, Bash, because like, yo, having those records is like you got a responsibility to keep it in good order, to digitize it if you get around to it. not pressure, you know, but I'm just saying like we're lucky to be the ones holding some of these musical, you know, like instruments or musical medium formats, like even floppies. Like if you still got certain floppies, I think that's important. It's like, but then the messed up thing is like sometimes, you know, if God forbid we pass away, is like the next person might not care about it, but I do think it ends up in the right hands eventually. So I'm not too worried about that. I wouldn't say like I'm not you know, I don't consider myself to be a materialistic person, you know. I think like the tools that I've been blessed to be, you know, like have in front of me is because like I either desired it enough, worked hard enough to get it myself, or like it was a tool that is like you were given that. Like however a artist that's meant to paint ended up with a paintbrush in their hand. Like, nah, this has been put in front of me to use it and to do something great with it, you know. And you guys should all feel like that about whatever you guys own, whatever you guys have. Like, you know, gratitude is a big like it's like a big contributor to like just getting more creative inspirations and blessings and stuff like that. I mean, we could get into that, but just be grateful, man, for what you do have, and create with it or use it or listen to it if you have vinyl, you know, like use those pads, man, use those samplers. Yeah, I used Serato and Record Box for a little bit when I was going through my little DJ era, free play DJ era, but I got rid of it. I was like, nah, I like making beats more than I like playing other people's music. Sounds crazy, but that's I'm like, yeah, no. Everybody has a job in this whole in this cog wheel or whatever you want to call it, the wheel of life. I always try to take care of my equipment, even if used, even from my MP. Yeah, no, I have. Man, I'm with you on that. NY. I gotta. There's a few purchases coming up. I gotta restore this whole side because I'm tired of doing it one switch, one tack switch at a time. So I'm gonna just get the board, probably from MPC stuff. I'm gonna get the whole board and I'm gonna replace it myself. The pad sensors were already done, and then a few buttons that I broke by taking off the thing. You got to be careful. Obviously, you know that if you opened up your Excel, and then the one that has me worried is the Ensoniq, man, because I've opened it up before to change a few keys, piano keys, and I'm just not looking forward to like replacing my capacitors, addressing like certain issues that it may or may not be having. But that's part of the vintage grind, man. It's like that's what I talk about. It's not the same paying like over 1,000 for an ASR 10, which is like some of the prices I've seen are ridiculous. And then on top of that, having to maintenance it, like with this, obviously there's a chance it could be recalled or like have a also could excuse me, it could also have like problems, but you know, hopefully like it'll be within the warranty still. If it does right now, like if you get into something right away, obviously better to buy new, I think, a lot of times, unless you just like, now you come from that era, you that was always your dream MPC, go ahead, get it, man, because that's the way you work. But even the people that were MPC 3000 making the hits that define their career, like let's say a Jermaine Dupri, MPC 60, going back to that, and the 3000. When you see him in the studio, and I don't think it's because AKAI is giving him a bag, he don't need it, but he's using the XL, or he's using the most recent, obviously because he got bread, he could buy whatever he wants. But if he could buy whatever he wants, why wouldn't he just buy another 3000? And he has a 3000. He has been working with it. I'm sure he still does. It's still set up in the studio somewhere. I don't know, but I'm assuming. But he still use this because efficient. We can't be so tied unless that's just like the way you paint, you know. And I respect that. I was that for a little bit, but I also use dolls. Like, and it's not none of it is cheating, and that's what it feels like sometimes in our community when we talk about the new versus the old. And I have both, so I want to be bridging that gap of like that's not the conversation we need to talk about. We need to also talk about efficiency. And then if it makes your beats whack, I don't know. Is it really the machine? Like I feel like honestly, even when we talking about converters, like I remember, and this is nothing against like there was a, I'm not even gonna say the producer, but you guys will probably know, that was bashing the converters, and again, all respects to this producer, he's amazing, done probably got more hits and plaques than I ever could get or got. That's not the point. I'm just saying, like, when I run it, I could run it straight to into any DAW through the USB, which I like. That's one of the pros. The USB-C making it an interface is crazy because that didn't exist before the Gen 2. So that also was for me a selling point right away. That sold me. More than everything else that I talked about, which is like the color and like getting it at the right time, because not everybody will be fortunate enough to time it right, where it's like, oh, this just dropped, I could get it, and I'm not gonna be phased out, whatever. But the converters is not, to me, is not like, I don't know, I don't think I hear like a lot of converters besides like a MPC 2000 being like super snappy and like the 3000 having that thump. The ASR 10 and the 2000 XL to me is just like, you're talking about a difference in sonics that is like very negligent, in my opinion. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but I've used them enough to I think I would have formed an opinion about the converters if there was an issue by now. I don't think that's there's nothing wrong with the converters. Okay. No, that's good. And why? Like, definitely take care of your equipment. It'll take care of you. I'm a big believer, and I go through like I have to get to it, but I'm like, all right, now I also have to get to learning this. It won't take. I don't think it will take me long. It's just dedicated time. I might go, like, if I have the privilege, I would say, or the opportunity to go on vacation, because sometimes I got to get out of my studio and take one piece, like kind of like what I was talking about before. Like I could go to the living room, or like, let's say, go to my another room and just take my laptop and this, or a kitchen, and like just really lock in. But even getting out of the house, like going on I've done it before. I've rented an Airbnb with other producers, and just taking my equipment over there and like lock in without the distractions of life. And I gotta take out the garbage today. I gotta go walk the dog, and the dog will still have to be walked. But just life getting in the way of that's what I feel like I'm always battling, man. I'm always battling like my responsibilities allowing me to like get them done so I could play video games. And by play video games, I mean make beats, because that's my version of playing of playing video games. I had a PS4, sold it because I was spending way too much time on it, killing zombies. And I'm like, nah, I need to. This is my version of, like, FL Studio would be my version of playing video games for a while, and that's why I like the FL. I like the graphics. Felt like a video game. My motto: my music never stops till my casket drops. Woo! Bars, Bash. That's fire, man. And God bless you, my brother. Hopefully, like, you continue to be in good. And that's why I always be saying it, because it's a watch saying. Like, I'm not a watch collector by no means, but I like to watch content. I consume that. I've always loved watches, film cameras, and stuff like that. Some of my interests. But in the watch world, they always tell you, like, let's say you cop your first Rollie or something. They're like, oh, enjoy it in good health. Because if you don't have your health, you can't enjoy any of this. That's why it's important, man. Like, fitness, your eating habits, man. I'm not gonna get in here and be a motivational guy, but I try to motivate more by like leading by example. I did go to the gym today. I'm on a streak, man. I've been going since I think it might be like the first time. No, I went. Yeah, I went almost every day this week, man. Besides Monday that I worked. I worked. Oh no, I even went that. Yeah, bro. I've been 5 days, man, straight. I feel proud of myself. I will only be able to go 2 or 3 times, but yeah, man, keep your health up, man. Keep your health up. Eat right, because that's gonna help you like longevity, concentration, whatever, mad stuff, man. But yeah, I'm a big advocate. Good health, man. That's the biggest like blessing, is to have health, because you can have all the money in the world, you can have anything, but if you're not healthy to enjoy it, it's like, where we at with it. But that's a great model, Bash, man, and continue to do great things, man. I'm sure you are, bro. You sound like a very, very chill person that's been putting in time in, and like loves this stuff. Cause to end up with what you said, 35,000 records, man. You gotta love this. You gotta love this to be 35,000 records deep, man. So God bless you, my brother. And that's a dope motto. Other people should, get inspired by that. But yeah, is there anything else, you guys? Now, like, I might make a video like that's not a live stream talking about these things, or I still haven't figured out how to like. There's a way to clip out. There's clippers, people that you pay to make small clips of your live. Yo, freedom, man. What's up, my brother? Long time no see, and that's probably because I haven't been on in a minute. Peace, my brother. Peace. Let me make sure. I always have top messages on my phone and then on my actual screen, because then it be seeming like I'm ignoring people, and it's just on my chat filter. Yeah, there we go. So I see now. I see freedom. Let me quickly throw a glance up and make sure I didn't like pass anybody's comments over. Like, I try to address people, man. That's just the way I was raised, and it might not be feasible if it comes to like 1,000 people in here, but I can't be like, yo, what up, chat, when it's like 3 or 8 people, 10 people. It's like, no, I could talk, man. I could talk to you guys with respect and address you guys. Acknowledgement. NYZ. The XL was a hassle starting out. I had to replace the screen to LED joint due to the inverter board failed. Yeah, that happened to, I returned my eBay purchase 2000 XL because it was showing lines in the screen, and I had read that, that's already, is gonna die. It's closer to dying. My 2000 XL still has the stock screen, because it's a different one. The eBay one got returned, and then that's how I got into Machina, because I'm like, nah, I need to get something new. Like, I can't be dealing with vintage equipment and coming out of pocket to fix it. I wasn't really like too tech savvy in that era. And, after interning at a studio, I learned a little bit more, felt a little more confident getting inside these units. So I was like, okay, I could mess with the vintage world a bit, because I don't feel afraid of a soldering iron, like. But yeah, it was a hassle after that. Even this one, like, the screen is good, but the pad sensors were already like unresponsive, a few pads. So I'm like, oh yeah, I need to get a pad sensor, replace it myself. The tack switches, like I said, they're dying. So they're reaching their click point, because every tack switch has like 10,000 clicks, a million clicks, depending on what era it was made. So mine is reaching the end of their life cycle. The clicks of the tack switches. The screen was really faint. It's still kicking today, and recently I had to get a CF card. Yeah, I got the CF card reader put in by my boy. He's a tech, so he did that part of the job for me. But yeah, man, it's not easy to keep up a vintage. Excuse me. To keep up with a vintage piece of equipment. Bash, you definitely got a good thing going here. Thank you, my brother. I'm glad and fortunate to have come across your channel. Thank you, my brother. God continue to bless you too, my brother. God, I'm about to dip myself, but thank you for coming. If you didn't see this, Hopefully you'll watch it at the end. But thank you for that's a beautiful message, my bro. I appreciate that, and I needed it. I needed it, man. Going through a few things. Oh, freedom. Nah, I don't know why I did that. I was like messing around with screenshots of the video, and I picked that one because I think it didn't have my face, and I was like, oh, this is mysterious. Make people clickbait them. Nah, I'm not about the clickbait, man. I try not to. I just want to get stuff done. Like I'm like, all right. I don't overthink my channel too much. I overthink my music, but I try not to overthink my channel, because that's what made me want to get into YouTube. I'm like, I'm gonna start filming with my iPhone. Like I don't care if the quality is bad. I'm not gonna be one of those, like, and I could be like this with other things. Like, oh, until I get this, I'm not gonna do that. Until I get this, I'm not gonna do this. You know, and with the channel, it was like the camera. I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna. And I was like, nah, I'm gonna shoot with my iPhone 14, whatever. It's fine. So, my point being was, yeah, with the thumbnails, I don't, sometimes I use there's a Gemini assistant now, which is AI on YouTube, the YouTube Studio, and it helps you come up with like a title, and like it'll take, like a thumbnail, or it'll make one for you. So I've used that, but that's as far as I go. I'm not generating the AI, like this is an AI talking head talking. No, like I'm a real. You go down my Instagram. I'm a real person. I'm a real person. I'm not AI. I'm not AI. That should be a quote, right? I'm a real person, man. I tried. You try to use it sparingly? What, the Excel? Because you don't want to mess it up, or what? That, sometimes that's making me want to use my ASR sparingly, but I want to use it so much that I'm like causing it to die by using it more. But you got to use it. At least I want to use my equipment as much as I can. But yeah, that using it more is gonna make it die fast. Thank you, man, that you find the thumbnails good. I usually go through a few of the suggestions, or I'll make one. Before I was just taking them from, I was using Premiere. Now I use a lot of times, if I use like if I'm making a video that's gonna be uploaded and it's not live, I'll use DaVinci, because it's free. I'm on the free version of DaVinci Resolve. And because I didn't want to keep paying the Adobe, man, every month. Like, what is it, $60? I don't know. My prices be off, but it's just like, it feels like so much, because I got that. I got Splice coming out. I got Apple Music coming out. I got my gym membership coming out. What else I pay for? Dropbox. I pay for that. I got iCloud. It's so much subscriptions, this subscription that. Is like, nah, man, I gotta eliminate some things, bro. So yeah, like but anyways, my point is, I would take, once I rendered the video. So if you guys want to know how I make my thumbnail, I don't know, that this might be of value, right? While I'm here, I would watch it on the QuickTime player on the Mac, and I'll screenshot it. I'll do Command-Shift-3 shortcut, screenshot the section that I thought was like, oh, this will make a good thumbnail. If I skim through it, my eyes weren't closed or like looking crazy, even though that's what people do, like the YouTube mouth thing. I'm like, I don't think I've ever done that, because it annoys me when I'm even though that might help you get more clicks, but I don't care about, not to be the, oh yeah, I don't care guy, but I don't care about, oh, this is gonna make you like get more engagement. I want it to just be a value, and then let it do its thing, or let the algorithm do its thing, let the universe do its thing. Like like you said, or Bash, he probably already left, but like he said, like he's glad that he had came across the channel. I don't want to be like, oh, I had to, it had to be put in your face, like through promo marketing or shameless self promo. Like, I don't know. Those things don't sit right with me as an artist. It's just like, if you find it, you find it. And if it's a value of you, stick around. If you don't like what I'm talking about, it's like there's other channels that's the beauty of it. That'll be a value and that you like. You connect with the person, because you got to kind of connect with the with the things that you want to, be around. If not, then that's why there is room for everybody, because my style might not work or offend somebody, and it's like something else might work for you. But yeah, man, if you guys don't have any more questions, I think I got it into the main things I wanted to talk about. Like, just, yeah, it's not AI, like the MPC one is in the spot, and we're gonna be making more content around it. I've been using it with the ASR, but for the beginning, I'm gonna have to take this journey and stand alone, to learn it, to really learn it. That writing session showed me that I need to learn it, feel confident in my knowing of it, so I could, when I do bring it out in a session, it's like, nah, I got some beats here, I know how to make beats here, we could chop something up on the spot here. And that's the way I like to create. I'm like, all right, let's go and be able to do that with confidence, with the assurance, like, that I'm gonna be able to deliver the way I do feel like I can already in a DAW or with my other samplers. But I'm not able to take, unless somebody comes to my studio, I'm not lugging around. If you know how much an ASR 10 weighs, like, you're not taking that anywhere. You're not even taking it out, away from the stand or the key, because it's heavy. It's heavy. Same thing with the 2000 XL. I tried to take that to the studio one time in a duffel bag, and it's like, it fit perfectly, but it was heavy, man. It was heavy. And even my laptop plus the one, plus like my UAD solo that I took, and I did take a dynamic microphone, that was getting heavy. It was getting heavy. I had to Uber it. You know what I'm saying? Like, to at least, like, to get closer to the train, and then Uber it, back. It was a late night, so for safety. But yeah, it's not easy to take out equipment. Like, when you on the move, like, if you, and I mean, like, when you moving around, not on the move, the Ableton move. But that's why, like, things like the Live 3 seems to them be more attractive, or just a laptop without nothing is more attractive because it's lighter. You traveling more light. The work, yeah, I love the workflow. I do like the workflow from what I see so far of the one, and I'm glad you enjoy the stream. I am very sometimes self-conscious if it's just like, nah, but I try not to be like, all right, it's not a beat. I put it, I think, in the title, like, it's a live chat. So, but I'm glad that it was also like, it's a value, and that the stream went well. So far, so good. I am about to have dinner soon and, like, get ready for my evening routine. So thank you, Freedom, my brother. I'm so grateful for you because you're very supportive, man. And a lot of times that's all we need, bro. Is like somebody, like, showing their appreciation, because it's so easy to feel like no, like, who's watching this? Like, what's the point of this? It's easy to get into that kind of self-talk, sometimes. But seeing you guys enjoying the live stream and telling me, like, it's just like, all right, now I want to get back on because I'm appreciated here. You want to be around people and environments that appreciate you. Otherwise, it's like, get out of there. And why I feel you 100%, brother. The stream was great as always. Just talking with the community. Is Devin, by the way. Devin, man, what's up? What's up, Devin, man? Thanks for the love and for like, And when you start your channel, come back, bro, and let people know you started it, bro. I don't care if people promote their channel. Yeah, brother. Getting personal things to fall in line. I'm going full in. Yo, I encourage you to do that, man. It's gonna help you in more ways than one. And I wish you nothing but success on your channel. And just realize, like, like, in the beginning is gonna, like, and I'm still in the beginning, I feel, even though we hit, like, last month, I grinded it out, we got to 1,000, but it's gonna feel like no one's there, no one's watching at first. But just do it, man. Just do it for your own discipline, for your own consistency. It's like making beats. Like, you're gonna be like, I said, I'm gonna make a video or I'm gonna stream today, and then I'm gonna also make a beat. I'm gonna hit the gym. I'm gonna stream, make a beat, and a video today. And if you don't gotta knock all of those off the checklist, but if you're able to get some of those, it's gonna make you feel good, like that you are being productive. Because as much as it's easy to feel like, oh, yo, you just talking on a camera, on a microphone, even though public speaking is like some of people's biggest fears, right? um it's gonna help you, bro, more ways than one. Not just by like, oh yeah, you're gonna get monetized, whatever. Like, I don't got the watch hours to get monetized, but I love being here because I'm talking about the things that I want to talk. I can't talk to my nephew, my niece, even my brother. He loves music, but he don't know about no MPC, man. So I got to talk to my people, man, and it feels good to be able to do that. And when you come when you get the channel started, man, if you got the time, pop in here if you see me on stream and be like, yo, bro, I finally did it, man. I finally got my channel going, because we have to support each other, and I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. Obviously, if you're trying to sell something in my chat, I might be like, yo, come on, man, like no free promo, man. Nah, but the channel is like, I think that that's a big step, man. Freedom, man. You speaking it into existence for me, man. From you, yo, I, man. I don't know if whatever, man. I ain't gonna jinx it, but I just want to keep like adding value to you guys, because I know it helps. And believe it or not, like, I know you said, Devin, you said, like, personal things, are getting in line. But on a personal note, being on here helps me a lot, because I'm able to talk to you guys, like I said before, and it feeds my spirit. For some reason, I come out of the stream smiling, man. I remember my mom and my best friend telling me, like, yo, like, you look happier after the stream. And it's true. It's true, man. It's true. So that's gonna, it's gonna fill you, bro, to be interacting with people that have a similar thought process or interest as you, right? Like, if you into cards or cars, or whatever you're into, if you find that community and you feel like you have a voice there, then, bro, like, that's the goal, man. It's like, you want to talk to your friends, and back in the day, that's your friends liked the same comics as you, or you trading. I remember trading CDs and tapes. One of my first experiences with one of my best friends, it was fourth grade, so I'm not, I don't know the person anymore, but shout out my boy Phil, man. I had the No Way Out tape, but I'll leave with this story. I had the No Way Out, Puff Daddy and the Family, shout out Victory, one of my favorite songs, Busta Rhymes and everybody on that. Jada Kiss is one of my favorite rappers. But yeah, I love the Bad Boy and the Family, No Way Out. I had it on cassette. This was before CDs, man, or right before CDs. And my boy had the Bad Boy soundtrack on tape, and I remember we traded cassettes for mad long. Yo, my brother, cause shout out my brother, man. Like, I love you to death, brother. He had bought it with me. He had bought the tape with me, the Puff Daddy tape with me. And he's like, yo, what you did to my tape? Like, where's my tape? I'm like, I traded with my boy, but he's gonna give it back. And it was crazy because Phil had gotten into a fight, like a real fist fight. We little kids, we like 10 and 11, but he got into like a crazy, like, they threw down outside of school type thing, went to like my brother's friend's house, like in front of his house, and Phil kind of like, he won the fight. We talk about this all the time, but it's not like no negative stuff. There was no weapon. It was like a real, dukes up type of, no weapons involved. Nobody was hurt. Little kid, whatever, squaring up. And I'm like, I'm like, yo, I'm not gonna be able to ask. Like, I mean, I was there for Phil, like, but we was like in a weird place where I'm like, I can't get the tape back. I can't get my No Way Out tape back. And that went on for a while, but it wasn't because he didn't want to give it back. I just never asked him for it. And then eventually I did, and I was like, yo, can I give you back your Bad Boy? The Bad Boy soundtrack tape, the Bad Boy tape has some joints in it, though, man. I'm not gonna front. That soundtrack, I haven't heard it in a man long, and I think I never revisited it. Um, and I remember loving that Bad Boys One film soundtrack. I had the tape, traded out. And yeah, bro. That's kind of like how we were. My point was like that's how it was as little kids. Like we trading tapes, we trading cards. Like when the real Pokemon stuff started, that was all in. I got to see that start, man. Now people bringing it back, but we were trading toys in school, man. We were trading cards, baseball cards. That's why they were called trading cards, man. Cause you had that. You traded opinions, bro. You like, yo, I got this, man. Like, yeah, but check out this tape. And then I'm like, oh, but if you let me borrow that, and it was only like one song that I liked on the Bad Boy tape. It was a song that me, Phil, and our other boy Jeremy. It was only us three. We was like the three Migos. He was African American. I'm Dominican, and I consider myself black too. So I'm Afro Latino. And my other boy Jeremy, he's Puerto Rican, and so it was us three on stage dancing to one of these bad boy soundtrack songs. So I'm like, yo, I need that tape, bro. Like the one we danced to. What record is that? And yeah, well, we traded for like I had his Bad Boy tape for like let's say 3 months. My brother was tight, man. He like, you better go get me my No Way Out, because he's a big Biggie fan, a big Puff Daddy at the time. That's his name. It is what it is. He's a big fan like of his music, and my brother and I always share everything, man. Like we would put our money together because we didn't get a lot of money. My dad would give me $1 here and there. I got a $20 for my birthday from my grandma or something, and I'm like, I tell my brother, he's like, yo, bro, like, we could go 10 and 10, bro, and get this new. I remember first CD we ever bought was Volume 2. Jay-Z Volume 2, man. So come on, man. We in New York, man, in the 90s. We was getting all the hot albums, bro. We liked buying music. Let me catch up. I got excited with that story, man, reliving my childhood, bro. I value the game. Yeah, man. I didn't know I was giving game, but man, I'm grateful that is of value, bro. That's it, man. Thank you, my brother. Oh yeah, with the channel starting stuff. I'm more trying to give you inspiration, bro. But it is, you could call it's game, man. I'm just interpreting it like oh man, yeah, I was spitting game, but I don't be thinking like that. Just like I share my experience and I hope it helps. Yo, yeah, I mean Jada. It was like Biggie was, I think, writing. Whoever was writing for Puff was like, oh my god, I liked all those things. Thank you, my brother, man. And I don't mean brother man. I'm like brother man. Like it makes me, because it's like I'm going through a little some right now, man. So personal too, but it just like reading this, like it might sound like selfish or like it makes me feel good, man, to know that you guys feel good because of like what I'm doing here for the community. It's not like I'm just doing it to get validation, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, damn, man, like that's some heartfelt like appreciation. Is like, man, nothing's more edifying on the way back than that. Like when you feel like you're sharing some knowledge or even sharing yourself, being vulnerable, it's like nothing is better than like somebody's like, yo, my brother, like, thank you, bro. Like that to me is worth more than money, man. That's to me is worth more than money. Oh, word, man. Me and my brother, we used to pull our money together and go to FYE. That's me and my brother too. Freedom. Me and my brother used to go like tag along with my parents and go to Caldor, which I don't know if any of you guys are. Obviously, some people are older than me here, but yeah, it's probably just like FYE. But Caldor is like a Best Buy, at the time, or like a Walmart, Target. And we used to go over there because that we knew they sold CDs there. So whenever we had enough money, my mom knew already we was up to something, and we needed her to buy it because the parental advisory. They wouldn't sell you the record without an adult. So my mom was open minded, thankfully, and my dad, they didn't like it. They didn't like it at all. Like the cursing and the explicit, they didn't like that at all. So it's not, like they've been great parents because I feel like they did a good job with my brother, myself, and my sister. But they wasn't rocking with the curses in hip hop. But then at the same time, they're like, yo, it's New York, like, it's hip hop. Like they like hip hop, but they just don't like a 10-year-old listening to all these curses, man. And we will learn the words, man, and be like just because we speak Spanish, my dad will be like, I know what that word means. Like, don't be playing around. My dad used to own bodegas, so he know all the curse words, man. Yeah, man, 98 was crazy, bro. I'm trying to think back. Like, that must have been, yeah, like you said, because I was in middle school in 98. So that's when we copped the volume 2, bro. And we ended up copping, I think, right after that, like some of the DMX albums. I remember copping later on in the 2000s, the Locks, We Are the Streets. I had that, no shame though, man. And again, I support all musicians now, but I had the We Are the Streets on bootleg because I was broke in high school. Not broke, but like I didn't have a job. I didn't have money like that. Like, but I remember getting off on Jamaica. I went all the way to Jamaica because I get off a little bit before that, like to get to the crib. But I remember going to Jamaica and just getting right here in Queens, and I'm like, the blanket, man. I went to the blanket dude. I'm like, oh, you got that new Locks? Got the bootleg, bro. I was rocking that bootleg, burning it, bro, on a CD player that I had a Sony CD player I saved up for, and I was burning that We Are the Streets album. I know, like even now if I put it on, I know the lyrics from like front to back of the Locks, the We Are the Streets album when they separated from Bad Boy Records. But yeah, man, I appreciate that you appreciate my time, my brother, and I'm gonna continue. That's what's gonna keep bringing me back. Like just that comment alone, that's fuel for like, for a very long time, my brother. Like you just created a beast. Nah, but in all honesty, it makes me happy when you guys like are like, nah, man, like what you doing is valuable. Because I'll be like, yo, I'm just here talking, man. Like what is the value in this? But oh, word, man. That's what's up, bro. Yeah, man. I probably like people that know me, like, hey, you say the same stories all the time, man. That's what happens when you start getting older. You start repeating yourself all the time. I hope I'm not doing that. I knew about Reasonable Doubt. So damn, man, I was just about to dip, bro, but I can't, cause you guys keep it going. Like right when I'm about to leave, y'all ask the best questions, and like 10 people show up to the stream. But yeah, so like, all right, so this is what happened, right? Um, I was introduced to hip hop like when I knew what was going on was Can't Knock the Hustle. We was actually listening to this yesterday. I was at my brother's. I was with my niece and my nephew because it was my brother's birthday yesterday, man. Yo, happy birthday to my brother, bro. I love you, my bro. So we was playing Can't Knock the Hustle. That's all. He just got the vinyl because his wife for Father's Day, his wife gave him a vinyl player, like one of those Crowleys. It sounds amazing. But he's like, yo, I got a vinyl player. He knows that I sample. I'm into records. He's like, yo, look at the first ones I got. So he got this Alex Bueno, who's like a Dominican artist that just passed away. Rest in peace. He got the Michael Jackson, the Thriller album, and he got the Kanye, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy on LP. And he also got the Reasonable Doubt. So he got like, 4 or 5 records. Not crazy. But we was listening to the Reasonable Doubt. And I'm like, yo, those are the first songs. I was 10. So if just to cut a long story, like kind of short, when I was born in the Bronx. I was born in the Bronx in the late 80s, right? 86, whatever. Y'all could do the math. I already said I'm about to be 40 in October. So I was born in the Bronx while my parents lived in the Heights, Washington Heights. Little DR. So I'm the cliche story of what is a Dominican in New York. My dad was a bodega owner, and and a cab driver at one point. So like that's my beginnings. In this life, right? Like that's who my parents were. My mom living in the Heights, whatever. My dad has a bodega. The dream of every Dominican person, if you guys don't know this or if you got Dominican friends, back in the day at least, was you make it in New York or in the U.S. and you're going back to the DR, because we got beaches, we got sun all year round. It's like we not used to this cold. Like I'm used to it because I was born here and I've adjusted. I grew up here in New York, but my parents was not with that snow, with the cold, with the crime. And my mom's been in the U.S. since the 70s, so she wasn't with any of the stuff that was going on uptown, and she was not about to raise her kids there. So my parents, they had a bodega. It was going good. My dad decides to move the whole family to the DR. So from the time that I was 5 till or 6 till I was 10 or 9, like, because I was about to turn 10 in October. It was 3 years. For 3 years, I lived in the DR. As a kid, I was 6 to 10. Once we turned 10, things weren't panning out the way my dad thought over there. He's like, yo, we gotta, my mom's is like, yo, we gotta pack up and go back to New York, the land of opportunity. So we ended up in Queens. In Jamaica, Queens, and grew up there. I went to school in Long Island, Stony Brook. I've been in New York my whole life, basically. So, but yeah, when I came in '95, when I came back in '95, I moved into an apartment in a house in Queens, and the girl, and I remember her name is Kimberly. We still like somewhat connected, like through Instagram, because she, we lived in the same house for mad long, and her family. When she moved out, she left mad tapes. Kimberly is like, I'm 10. She must have been 15 at the time. Yo, she had Nas. She had Reasonable Doubt. She had a bunch of like Foxy Brown stuff. And we just found all these tapes, and I had a tape player. Actually, that's how I started my recording like bug. I will record myself on this tape player that I figured out when you hit record play, I could record over these tapes too. I messed up a lot of classics by doing that, but anyway, that's how I got introduced to, like, I heard Jay-Z's voice on Can't Knock the Hustle, and I'm like, yo, who is this? Like, even Nas too. I'm like, yo, these are right away, that was my two favorite. My brother liked Jay. He also liked Biggie and Puff, but I was Jada. It was always the voice that got me. I was a big Busta Rhymes fan. So yeah, I'm I guess because of my age, in '95. So 1995 was when I really knew what the culture was like. Oh, I like Jay-Z. I like Nas. So then my brother goes to middle school, and his boy puts him on to the Jay-Z Ja Rule, the songs that was going, not Ja Rule, what was it? No. Was it Ja Rule? The on volume 2? I don't know. It might have not been Ja Rule. But it could have been. Whatever song was there, I got to look at the track list. But then by the time we got to volume 2, I had already heard a lot of Reasonable Doubt, man. But yeah, yo, she was a G, bro. Like, she had the dopest tape, but she left them in the thing. Like, when you leave stuff after you move out. And I saw her after I talked to her. I'm like, yeah, you left. She's like, oh yeah, those were mixtapes. Like, people gave me those tapes. Like they, you leave stuff behind. And I was listening to all that stuff. And we was playing basketball on the Fisher Price, bro. I remember my uncle yelling at us cause of that. Me slick like a effing Jay-Z. When he was saying that, we was just listening to it yesterday. Like, yo, I remember my uncle almost like, oh, that's what y'all like, the effing Jay-Z guy, or what? I'm like, gotta take that off. We're only 10, man. We listening to all these curses, bro. And then, like saying the N-word and stuff, like as a little kid. I mean, here in New York, it was like all your friends were saying that. But, you grow up and you try not to continue like being, ignorant to other people's sensitivities. Let me see. What we at when I was in that story time just yapping away, man. Um yeah, so the stories be good. Thank you, my brother. You're someone who was a young and relatively seeking volume two. Oh yeah, so I didn't know about him before that. So that was to answer you, Nev. You see how your questions, man, inspire the thing, and everybody's like loving it. That's you guys too, man. With the question, I would have never sold those stories if you guys. I wouldn't have just came in on the stream saying that. So that's why it's so valuable, man, to have people participating here. My first hip hop album that I bought was a cassette of Please Hammer Don't Hurt Him. Yeah, I had heard like stuff on MTV like Can't Touch This, but I felt like MTV and whatever I was being fed on the TV was like I couldn't pick that myself, and I like those songs, but I always felt like they were I knew like at that age I already knew what was commercial and what was like underground stuff. Y'all remember listening to, what else? It was a girl her name was Natalie, which is ironically my brother's wife's name now. But she put me onto the Beat Nuts. She put me onto the Beat Nuts. And I remember hearing the Beat Nuts for the first time. The din din din. I'm like, oh, and these were like Spanish, or I think they, Latino. I know they from Corona, because I later found out my cousin was cool with the Beat Nuts. My cousin's a rapper. He inspired me to rap. My cousin Mythical Mellow, he's a battle rapper. There's some silly YouTube videos out there of him too, man. He was on those I think it was called Gorilla street thing. That's my cousin, man. I think he got beat by the guy, but it wasn't bad. Myth Mel, bro. That's the truth, bro. He inspired me, bro. But yeah, so then I always kept finding underground stuff, what I consider underground. Oh, that girl Natalie had a little crush on her. I'm not gonna lie. She put me onto Big Pun, bro. She was the one that, cause this wasn't on the radio. This wasn't on MTV. Like Reasonable Doubt wasn't still. It was after the Little Orphan Annie thing that the Jay-Z, he became obviously the legend he was always meant to be. Yellow Dart, yo, thank you for the sub, man. Thank you, man. I hope you came in at the right time. That I was not being boring or something, bro. Ape Man Ultra, thank you too, Ape Man. I first time seeing you around here, but welcome. How dangerous MC Hammer actually was felt like validating my taste at the time. I don't know. I haven't seen the YouTube videos about how was he dangerous, but I used to love me some Hammer time, bro. MC Hammer was the dance moves. I was doing all those dance moves as a little kid. Yeah, bro. On the Fisher Price hoop, man, my cousins, yo, we was playing, because when I moved back, I had my two cousins from my mom's side, and me and my brother we were the two boys, and my sister was born in 96. So yeah, she was born right there, but she's a newborn, so we not hanging out with her. But we close in age. We playing on that Fisher Price with a boombox, rocking all these. We were Spanish, but we loved hip hop, because we were speaking in English already. My parents and my uncles were speaking in Spanish, and I learned a lot of Spanish by being there for 3 years, and I always had to speak to my mom and my dad in Spanish. But I was going to school in New York, and that's when my friends liked hip hop in Queens, and I came to I got put on so much by people around the neighborhood, and people telling me yo, but have you heard of this Big Pun? He's from, he's Spanish, and he's also from the Bronx, and yo, Terror Squad. This is you couldn't see that on MTV. You couldn't get even. I used to like the deep cuts in the albums. Coming of Age Part 2 is my favorite on Volume 2. So it's not even the Hard Knock Life song. That's what got my attention. But I already knew I was gonna cop that Jay-Z album. Went to Caldor and bought the CD. That was the first CD. So our first tape was the No Way Out Puff Daddy and the Family. And then the first CD that me and my I was in sixth grade. My brother was in middle school. He's like, yo, we gotta cop this album, bro. My boys just put me on basketball. They playing basketball and stuff. Like now we gotta get this volume two. My brother's older than me, a year older than me. So I'm like, oh word, all right, we copping that then. If you say that's what we need to get, that's how we work, man. Yeah, man, I love the Beat Nuts. I love the Beat Nuts. Stone Crazy is a classic, not their only one, mind you, but my personal favorite. Nev, yeah, I'm a Beat Nuts. Like, I mean, I love hip hop, bro. Like, I can't hate on nothing, bro. I love hip hop. Oh, okay, man. Oh, really? I don't even know. I guess I don't qualify for the supers yet, but maybe I'll get it once the channel gets the view hours up. You know, I don't know. Like I just hit 1,000 subscribers. I was dormant for a while. Like my dad passed away. Like, and then I stopped. I was consistent. Then that tragedy happened, and I'm like, that obviously takes you out. So that took me out, and then I came back. And yeah, man, sorry. I was hitting a good run, on the on being on the channel. My fault, guys. Like I'm not trying to be that guy. Um and yeah, man, that shit took me out, bro. That shit took me out. I'm just a little bit like, cause I went like today. I went when my brother dropped me off right before I hit the cemetery, and um last last Sunday was Dominican Father's Day. So I went to see my pops. But yeah, man, it's tough. I'm gonna leave this up, man. I'm gonna leave it up. Life ain't easy, man. But yeah, man. Nah, man, it's crazy, bro. God bless your father, man. I hope he pulls through, my brother. Oh, you was, hey, man. Nah, I don't know. I don't know if you probably did, bro. But it's probably like it didn't go through because I'm not monetized. So probably they probably damn. I look all types of crazy now. I was tearing up, man. I went to the cemetery today, man. So um and then I took him some flowers, like a few. I just seen him too much this week, so I was like, not that too much. I don't mean by that, but I've been to the cemetery twice in a week, and I there was a moment, not because of like avoidance, but I wasn't going, like because I was locked in again, and I'm just like, just trying to stay focused while still honoring like that legacy, bro. You know, that's why I came back on the channel. I'm like, nah, my pops like he wanted to buy me some DJ equipment before he passed, but I was like, nah, pops, like I got this. Like I always like to buy my own gear, cause it makes me work harder. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Freedom. Thank you, Freedom. Yo, and I'm sorry to hear about your dad, Devin, man. That's um, it's tough, brother. You know, that's not it's not easy, bro. Okay, okay. Nah, I probably shouted you out, 8 man. I'm just like having a lapse in memory, man. Um, yeah, bro, appreciate your loved ones, man. Cause life is short, man. Life is short. And especially like your parents, bro. Like, now that I'm good now, bro. It's just like, and I couldn't just like, oh, let me turn off the camera. It's alright, man. Like, real men cry. You know what I'm saying? There's mental health that don't talk about. It's not like on some, as your father, man, as your mother, whatever, whoever, whatever makes you get there is like, you know, um, you can't hide from it, man. And I was like, I remember like also, like not to promote any drug or alcohol use, like I do smoke, like, bud and stuff like that. I don't smoke cigarettes, but from time to time I've been cutting down like on some health stuff. But I'm like, yo, I'm gonna process this for real, for real. Like I'm not gonna smoke. I'm not gonna even really drink, like, cause Dominic. If Dominicans, we drink. So, but yeah, man, sorry about that little, like, I know I don't gotta apologize. You guys are mad supportive, but it's just like, certain. It's like even if I wanted to avoid it, I couldn't act my way into like, oh yeah. But then, and I've talked about it on the channel before. It's not like it always makes me, it just happened to be the time where it's like, oh man, I can't. I'm about to thinking about my dad. It's like couple of um hours ago. I was like, at the thing, but it's not. I don't want to. We was having a great time, bro, talking about these things, bro. But nah, nothing to be sorry about, man. My apologies if it dimmed if it dimmed the energy a bit, but it's also part of like my brand, man. Like brand, not my personality, bro. Let's be real. Like I can't be on here trying to be like, oh yeah, I'm mad tough, bro. Like hip hop is tough. Nah, like you gotta be real, man. Like like look, I didn't like Devin probably didn't even have to share that his pops is going through health issues, man, and so that could have helped, man. Yeah, Nev, I'm trying to keep it positive, man, just for all of us, cause that's what we need, man. We don't need more. Oh, this versus this. Even the doll wars, like that stuff is stupid, man. Um, yeah, man. Family is like the most important thing in my life, man. And I'm sure it is for a lot of humans, right? Humans and people, bro. I mean, obviously, some people are not blessed to even grow up with a family, but the fact that I have is like, such a big part of my identity and my culture, what I do. But yeah, I'm already cleared up. I'm already cleared up, man. We cleared up. Yeah, nah, try not to hold it, man. That's why I was like, bro, but it's tough because I also do like a bit of acting, right? Like as an artist, like that's one of my forms of expression as an artist. I love acting, and there's been times, especially closer to like, and that could be a helpful thing in the future if I need to like cry on demand or something. Like I just think about my dad. Not every time I mention it, it gets me like that, but I try to let it like, and maybe this will help. Has nothing to do with music, right? But this has to do with creativity and with vulnerability, right? Like that was a very hard thing for me to do right there because I'm like, oh man, it's happening. I can't. You could control certain emotions, like, and maybe people control more, but there's moments where it's just like, oh man, like I talked about this. Now it's triggering this thing that is like, I could like just I have a little what they call it, a matte box on my Sony. I could have just flipped it down. I'm like, oh nah, nobody about to see me They gonna make I'm gonna become the Jordan meme, bro. With Jordan crying meme, bro. Fuck. I did that to myself, but I own up to it. If anybody ever does make fun of it, it's like, bro, you making fun of somebody like that got emotional about their pops, bro. Like you the lowest of the low. But nah, it's all love, man. I'm not worried about that. I don't care about any like anybody's opinion in that's not doing positive things, man. Yeah, no, but I needed to do music, bro. So I wasn't making YouTube videos when I went through that, the family stuff, man. It's been tough, bro, because that was in the end of 2024. So I stopped with the videos, bro, and I was up to like 3,000 watch hours. I was putting out videos about everything, man. I was fixing my guitar. You could go through the channel. I might have like 100 videos already, and I was going consistency, bro. I was going crazy with that. Yeah. So then my watch hours, just to talk about YouTube stuff again, it's like it fell off, and I capped out at like 800 subscribers. People probably thought I abandoned the channel, but it was just like, and I did make a video in DR, and I think I teared up a bit in that video, but it was a video. I did it with my iPhone. I was in the DR with my mom's, like, just helping her get through this whole crazy situation, because like, I'm not gonna get emotional again. I think, but yeah, like my dad had a sudden death type of thing. Like, it wasn't like, no, like, oh, he was kind of sick, but it was like on a day that we had just like, we was chilling with him a few hours ago. Like, he had I think it was called cardiopulmonary failure or something, basically a heart attack. So. And my dad was 68. He was about to turn 69. So he was fairly young, and he's my boy too, man. Used to hang out a lot with my dad. So that's another thing, and I'm blessed for that. So it's not, I'm not sad, I just like, it got me emotional in the moment, man. Oh man, I was healing, bro. I was healing, bro. Damn, that means a lot, Freedom, bro. Sometimes I don't be like, the people that really appreciate this channel, like, it could be me, man, because we do so many things, with our lives, with our day, and there, I do try to positively impact like everybody I interact with. I try to. I'm not perfect. Nobody is, but I try to put like positivity out there. Boom, boom, boom. But I just didn't realize how much of this channel was like being received, like on the other side, like how much of that was coming through the videos, even if they were like hella long. My videos were so long, and like some of it was just like, get to the, in my head, I'm like, yo, this is too crazy. Like, what? And I put it up. I wasn't even going live when that. And then eventually I was like, oh, let me try this. I did a few live streams, more cook-ups. But then this started hitting like when I got this camera, I think, and I got it in February. I'm like, oh, I could do this, I could do that. And then I got my studio somewhat organized. Let me just hop on there, and like, I was going to just try to make a beat. Then I ended up talking to like Nino. I don't know, maybe Nino's asleep. Or he's mad that I got that one now, but he said he don't get mad. Like, that's one thing. I was like, damn, am I gonna upset the community with the with the new MPC? But I know you guys. I see it already, man. You guys is like, it's really like my kind of people, because it's about love. It's not about like no BS. Like, oh, how good is this beat gonna be? Like, nah, man. I might make some whack stuff, so might as well share the knowledge and the wealth. But I felt like I healed a lot, like during that course of that year. And then when I started really posting again, it was like, all right, like I was still making music. I was recording. It took me a while, obviously, to fall back in, but it's music. And this is something that I know you guys are gonna feel this, bro. Like, I need to make music. I need to create, man. Like if I'm not creating, then it's not good. It's not good for the people around me, because I'm not myself, and I start like parts of me that is like maybe like not that happy start to come out, start to like manifest. And it's like, nah, I need to be I need to be making beats, man. I need to go through kick samples, bro. And that's what brings me like back to my center. So yeah, like staying off of like the bud, staying away from the alcohol for a bit, even though like that, you kind of like, it's not like I'm crazy alcoholic, I would say, but drink a beer here and there. That was helpful. That was helpful. So if you guys are going through any of that stuff, like try to clear your mind. Like the first thing is like make sure I'm not anti bud. Like I don't even know if I might light up later, but I've been like not doing it. But it's important to have a clear state of mind when you're going through like a real serious moment like that. Like, you're losing a loved one. You're trying to really focus on this goal or something. Just, that's regular. I'm not trying to be like, righteous and stuff, because I'm not perfect. Like, I have a drink here and there, and I do, it's part of hip hop too, man. I always wanted to be like, was that sticky chocolate? Ooh wee. If y'all know where that's from, let me know. But yeah, I healed freedom. You said the universe was healing, but I was healing, so that's why I started posting again. But if it felt like that for you too, man, then that just goes to show like, then I got a bigger responsibility, and that means a lot to me. But it's also like, damn, like I gotta show up. I gotta show up, because this is really like affecting people in a good way, and it's not just like for, oh yeah, I got 300 likes or whatever, 3 likes. There could be 2 people here talking. It's like, nah, but the way it's hitting the people that I am talking to is like, I just gotta come back, and hopefully come back with a mixture of personal, keeping it real, talking about music, telling the stories that answer the questions that you guys ask in the chat, and just staying positive, man, staying positive. But we up again, we up, we up, we up. Oh yeah, man. Yo, smoking the sticky chocolate, ooh wee, and I'm like, yeah, bro, we gotta try that. We gotta try that one day. Not everything, I'm not an advocate. Don't do drugs, kids. Don't do drugs. But like I had to know what it was like, bro. Yeah, so that was a big thing for me too, Nev. Like it's been very helpful for you. I got my medical card when it came to New York. I'm gonna be, yo, I'm not gonna do it on stream, because I feel like that's not like a positive thing to like for like a youth, right? Like one time I had a kid. I would call him a kid. I'm 40-year-old man, and he's like 16. He's like, yo, I'm inspired by your content. So it's like I could be like a rapper and be like, yeah, I'm gonna do whatever I want. This is hip hop. This is me. Nothing wrong with that. You know, I seen like conductors cigars or whatever. He like cigars. That's like more not any in my eyes different than smoking buzz, whatever what you rock with. But it's just like not for kids type thing. Like because now that I don't have kids myself, but I got my niece and my nephew, and I'm very aware because my brother be like, oh, don't even though he curse more than me, he's like, don't curse in front of my kids, bro. They hear everything. um, yeah, bro. I had the whole Dare thing. Yo, the Dare merch was fire though. You can't front. And I know it's being used for like rap tapes and stuff now or mixtapes. But it is obviously like you could use it right, you know what I mean? And even for creativity, man, I like to sometimes like indulge and write or record or vocals or make a beat and it is what it is. It is what it is. Um but nothing wrong. I'm not judgment free zone. What up, Lawrence? Lawrence 1-3, man. What up, my brother? What up? Nice to see you here, man. When you online, people look up to you. Always definitely got to consider what you're doing because they will see things. You know. Yeah, that's the other thing, right? Not that I feel like I have an influence, but I know like I know my little nephew is 4, right? He he kind of looks like me, resembles me, his character, the way he acts, and I know he might see that, or he might be like, yo, my uncle's cool, right? Like let's say he's like, no, my uncle's cool, and then yo, these kids could be on a tablet and be like, oh, that's my uncle, and like, oh, I don't smoke in front of them, like so now he's seeing me, he gonna think that that's cool and ask about it, and then ask his parents, and if his parents tell him don't do that, or I tell him don't do that, he's still gonna be like, oh, you do that, you're gonna do it, you're gonna influence that child, that person. So I'm more aware of that kind of stuff now, things I didn't think about before, but it's not like in the privacy of my own. Nah, like I know responsible. Everything you have to do it responsibly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that Dare logo. Whoever was behind that, man, and the crackers whack with the Keith Haring, bro. New York, bro. Come on, man. Shout out everywhere else though too, but that's something that feels ours as a New Yorker. There might have been U.S. wide though, but because I hear a lot of other. I thought it was like a New York thing. The drugs. Um. Yeah, yeah. No, I know, I got what you meant. Devin, right? Or yeah, I got what you meant. But yeah, I was just elaborating, and I agree with you, bro. Like it's true. The more reach you have, the more you start becoming aware of like what you put out, and like that is influencing and affecting people, even if you don't think you're an influencer, even if you don't think you're a role model. It does impact people, man, and I don't want to add negativity, even though like some of my rap songs and some of even my Spanish songs, it's like, because I came from that, you say curses, and you talk about like a previous experience, and it's like not the most, it's kind of vulgar, whatever. Like that's music though, because I feel like music could contain those things, because music is like watching a movie, but it's an audio movie. So movies have violence. You just gotta know, like, I'm not gonna go be Scarface because I saw it and I love Scarface, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna be him. You know what I mean? So putting it in the music makes me feel a little bit, but I understand. That's why some people go and become like a Christian rapper or something, bro. And shout out to them, because it's we have it's a powerful thing, man. The voice and the music, the vibrations. Like even Ye was saying, like the 808, the frequencies that those things hit, and what they activate in us. Yo, imagine, bro. My little niece is like getting nasty on the piano. They always be like, oh, my uncle made. They never really been in like in the stew, or like for whatever reason, it's like they still very young, 4 or 5, and like my brother will come in here and like we talk and stuff, but it's like when I'm with family, I'm like not trying to be pushing music stuff on them, or like even film stuff, because I'm not like no crazy like in the film thing, but there's certain things I may come up in here and there, and I'm like, oh, I don't know, I want to be enjoying my family. I don't want to talk about like work stuff. That's how it feels, but I do want to inspire them, like I was in the whip in the back seat, like reading to them. So like that's how I feel like I could teach them right now. And then if they are interested in the future, I'll give them an MPC, man. I think the sample is an expensive gift, but it will be like something I'll give my nephew, like the MPC sample, if he was old enough to appreciate it. Like it's a perfect like gift for a kid, man.